Good evening, everybody. I hope I'm audible.
Good evening, ma'am.
Please switch on your cameras, guys. I can't keep repeating this every class.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, everybody. Okay. I hope you revised everything which I asked you to. Now, in the last class, we understood the objective of the auditor, right? We understood the types of audit that is done. We came towards the advantage. We understood that there are some keywords we need to study about. We learned all about the inherent limitations of audit, right? Why we are not able to give that 100% assurance. We understood the important figures that are needed, right? And then we spoke about materiality, right? I told you many things about materiality. I told you performance materiality will not be taught in this class. It will come after chapter 5, right? Now we are going to address the word called exception gap, right? Now, audit does not provide a 100% guarantee that the financial statements are accurate or correct. We've understood that much. Investigation will give that. Auditing will not give that. Again and again, I'm repeating. Why? Owing to the inherent limitation of audit, only reasonable assurance can be provided that the financial statements are true and fair and they are not misleading. The auditor's opinion is not a certified guarantee that financial statements are correct. We are supposed to only give true and fair view, right? It is not our job to sit and check if the financial statements are correct. So it's not a guarantee. And we need to also understand that there are users of the financial information. See, there are a lot of people who will have expectations from us, na guys. That, if the auditor signature is there, everything is perfect. We have to make it a point that we convey it to them that audit is a process of risk-based and materiality-driven. So it's as a process only, it is risk-based. Only high-risk transactions, we want to check everything. And we'll keep materiality in mind, right? We'll keep an amount in our mind by size, by nature, whatsoever. We'll keep that amount in mind. Hence, all the transactions are not covered, but only specific events and transactions that can result in misleading the financial information if not checked will be subjected to audit. So only important transactions we want to go through. Small transactions we don't go out of our way. Clear? The auditor may not be able to detect all fraudulent activities. Why? Because frauds are committed and concealed throughout the year, whereas audit is conducted for a limited period. Today, go to somebody's house, stay there for 5 days, you'll find their family, best family on earth. Stay there for 50 days, you'll get to know who they are. Right? They will smile, they act like the best couple, best children in the world, best family in the world. We'll go to our friend's house, we love their mothers the most. We say, auntie kitni chill hai. Come back home and we get slapped from our parents later if we say the same thing to them. Bolenge udhar hi raho to. What does it mean? Clearly, when you go there, stay there, no, for 365 days. Then you tell me it's the best family. The same concept is applicable here. When somebody has to do the fraud, they will meticulously plan that fraud. Conceal karenge. They'll hide that fraud so beautifully. And that auditor is there only for 10-15 days over there. So how do you expect him to figure out all frauds that are there? The auditor is not responsible. Again, okay, now this point is very important, guys. This is very important. The auditor is not responsible for effectiveness of internal control. He is merely a critic of effective internal control. Now, you do not know the meaning of internal control, but you know that the word is important. It has some 16 marks weightage, if you remember, we spoke about. So, what I'm trying to make you understand here, what is an internal control? I'll give you a very basic example, okay? Very basic example. Your client had a manual system of accounting. Okay? Manual system of accounting he had. Now he shifted to computer-based system of accounting. Everything is happening either on Tally, SAP, or some software, which is accounting software. Okay? All the transactions are happening over there. While he was switching from manual accounting to computer-based accounts, when he was shifting the data, some data got missed out. Why? Because few employees did some fraud. because the check was not done, review was not done for that properly. Data has got leaked. Okay, now data has gone out. What's the first thing your client will come and tell you? He'll tell you this story that mere saath to this and all happened. Now what to do? So you cannot tell them, Acha, so bad. Okay, let me come there, let me check. I will get everything fixed for you. Is it my job to go and fix their data leakage? But you again argue, ma'am, but it is something to do with accounting, so I have to go. No, he's not paying you for that, no? Understand? Again, forget payment. Forget that part as well. Your job is not to sit and do carpentry work. कि ये ठीक नहीं है, वो ठीक है. No, my job is to just sit and see the financial statements. If there are few things within the organization that is not working properly, okay, for example, now this data got leaked. Do you think financial statement would be prepared properly then?
No.
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 Audit gets affected, na? You agree that no, your audit will get affected if data gets leaked.
Yes, ma'am.
Obviously, financial statement is not prepared properly, na guys? So will I go back to the root of the situation and start fixing it all by myself? Or will I point out the management and tell boss, wo galat hai, that is not right. I want you to fix it and then get back to me and then I will continue my audit. What is my job? First one or second one? Going and fixing things myself or pointing it out?
Pointing it out. Pointing out.
Because it is not getting paid A for that and it is not my job. So the auditor is not responsible whether that internal control is effective or not. It's not my job to see if things are working properly or not in your organization. My job is only to be a critic. कि वो ठीक नहीं है, ये ठीक नहीं है. You've seen critic na, movie critics. They'll come and say this movie is not good, that movie is not good. Do they go start directing it themselves? No, they're just critics. Same way as an external auditor, we are only critic to if things are not working fine within the organization. Why? Why are we critically assessing it? Because indirectly it has an impact on our financial statement. So we can't do audit properly, na? That's why. Okay. So please understand where this root is coming from. Why are we are not people who want to do extra work. We are not people who are here to, have a relationship with the client and tell, oh, we are best friends forever. Let's do this for you. Extra service. No ways. Okay. It's only the critic. We'll tell them, go find somebody to fix it. Right? So it is not my responsibility to check the effectiveness of those controls. I'll tell you the meaning of internal control properly when you read chapter 8. This is not the time. But just understand that few things that are there within the organization are supposed to be correctly done. For example, if there are students in the class, attendance report has to be generated. Videos have to be on. For that, what will I do? Will I sit and check who's sitting on their video? No, I have had a mentor team, 2 people. They'll come during intervals to check whose camera is on, who's not. Now, is it my job to sit and check? You tell me, I'm the auditor. Will I sit and check it myself? No, I'll have somebody else do it for me. So understand, don't assume responsibility. If you're a professional, behave like one. Your job is just to check the financial statements. Okay? So you'll only be the critic if controls are not working properly. It is not the responsibility of the auditor to prepare the financial statement. Our job is not to prepare. Our job is only to assess it. So stop the line there only, right? The auditor's responsibility is to assess the financial statement for material misstatement and issue an opinion whether they are truly and fairly present position of the business, whether it is true and fair or not. We don't go out of our way giving that service, right? I'm sure you've gone through the CA ka post very recently. It's all going viral over the internet, right? You've heard of it. You can imagine, right? Auditing can be that much of work. Imagine, usme bhi I want sitting and preparing financial statement also for them and giving. The amount of pressure we have at our workplace is significantly more higher than you're even thinking right now. When I tell you 18 hours a day, I told you first day. This thing got viral very recently, all this. But I think when I met you on the first day and I told you 18 hours we used to work, it's normal for us. It's understood that it is normal, right? I'm not normalizing and making it look glorified. No, I'm telling you the work becomes so much that you have no choice sometimes and you have to get it done. It's that way. Please understand the pressure. Like, when you have exams, you end up studying 18 hours a day, right? So that is how it is. So understand, we have to draw a boundary and we are here to draw boundary as auditors. We tell they are not here to prepare financial statement. My job is just to assess it. Clear here? Now, there's one more thing I need you to understand. Have you seen these you've seen pet dogs, no? At least seen. If not have one, you know how a pet dog is. What does a pet dog do? If there is somebody who's walking, some stranger walking outside, what does it do? Some stranger walking outside and the dog is standing near the door. What does he do?
Bark.
Bark. Bark. Okay. Then what is the difference? You've seen some dogs maybe in the railway station, airport, with the Indian Army ka officer ke haath mein, you know. He's taking the dog around. What does he do?
Checking for drugs.
Nothing.
For drugs, what else?
Just walk with the person.
Walk, for walk,
Does not bark.
does not bark, okay. Barks.
Stare everyone
barks.
quietly.
Huh?
Barks only to the important things.
Tell me.
Barks only to the important things or for which he's trained for.
Maybe he
Barks to suspicious activities.
Correct. Is this main job only to sit and find the bombs, right? His main job is only that. Why is he taken by this Indian army? Because he has to sniff and figure out if there is bombs, if there is drug, if there is any kind of suspicious activity going on, he'll bark loudly. His main job is only that. Do you expect the same from your pet when you take that pet to the railway station or airport? No, at the airport, you want to pamper your pet. You take care of that pet. You make sure that the food is fed to it, right? You want to take the pet everywhere roaming, अच्छे से, right? Are you expecting if there's a bomb blast, will you shout at your pet? You should have told, no, you're a dog, you should know this. You won't, right? That is a Supreme Court judgment. We have been compared to beautiful dogs. Dogs are amazing creatures, by the way. We as auditors have been compared to dogs, meaning my job is of like a watchdog. If I see a fraud, I will bark. Somebody like your pet will bark if some intruder, if a stranger is passing by. His main job or her main job is not to go out of the way to find suspicious work. That is a job of a bloodhound. Who's a bloodhound? That dog only which is finding those bombs. We call it a bloodhound. There's a name for that. So auditor also is a watchdog. We are like pet dogs. We are only there. If we find somebody like a stranger, we'll bark. But my job is not to sit and search bomb. So what does this mean? What does this mean? Now relate this sentence to the reality. What is my job as an auditor? Guys.
To point out the frauds.
Wow, you completely opposite meaning, Nikala.
Your job is just to check if the financial statements are true and fair and not to like constantly look for a fraud.
Correct. That's what we are getting at. Okay, please understand. My job as an auditor is to make sure that the financial statement is true and fair. My job is not to sit and check if there are frauds. I told you that in the last class as well. So we as auditors think of an auditor as a watchdog, not a bloodhound. This is a Supreme Court judgment. That's why it is very important. They will not ask you this question in the exam, but you have to understand because they'll put you in an MCQ and it'll be so complicated that your brain has to be active that time. So you should understand these things. You need a background of the subject to know how you need to think. This is how you need to think. The primary purpose of the auditor is only to certify whether financial statement is true and fair according to his professional judgment. My job is not to sit and check everything, investigate. No. So it must be highlighted that auditor is not engaged to investigate into affairs and functioning of the company. The auditor does not perform audit to sit and detect frauds, investigate the misdemeanors. The auditor performs audit merely to assure stakeholder and potential user of the financial information that the company they are involved with has reported true and fair numbers and how decisions can be made on these numbers. मतलब क्या काम है उसका? You don't have to by heart this. You just have to understand the purpose over here. My job is to see financial statements are true and fair. My job is not into sitting and checking whether frauds are there or not there in the company. Yes, while I am conducting audit, I come across some fraud. Then I will not close my eyes. Then I will bring out. That is when I will bark. Right? Somebody who will see a stranger, that pet dog will bark. Same way, if you see something in front of your eyes that's going wrong, then you bark. You don't go out of your way. The persuasive nature of your audit evidence coupled with the inherent limitation of audit. Persuasive nature, I told you, the audit evidence which you get is not conclusive. It will only persuade you towards that 10 lakh. It doesn't let you conclude all the time. Plus that, plus the inherent limitation of audit. Both. It results in audit being performed on a test check basis. We don't sit and check each and everything. We just test check few transactions depending on the materiality level which we have set. Again, no by hearting anything, just understand. This simply means that the auditor does not analyze all transactions. And he does not sit and analyze all the events %. Rather, on the basis that best covers and represents all transactions and occurrence. I will not sit and check everything. Rather, I will do my checking such a way that I'll check big things, automatically small will get covered. For this, the auditor has to obtain audit evidence that will best represent entire class of transaction, account balance, and occurrences that are to be analyzed. Okay. Now, there is a hidden word over here. Okay. This is occurrence, but generally, I call it ABCD. AB matlab account balance. C is nothing but class of transaction. D is nothing but disclosure. Okay, what is account balance? All ledger balances. What are classes of transactions? Your journal entries. What are disclosure? All the amounts that are showing in the financial statement total mein, in the trial balance sheet, total amounts there, which are showing. We need to analyze that are to be analyzed. Okay, here they've used the word occurrence. You can use the word disclosure. This is the first and last time you will see this word occurrence. After this, you'll always see the word disclosure. Okay, account balance, class of transaction, disclosure that has to be analyzed. And do we check everything? No, we check only samples. Out of 100 invoices that are there, I will check only 5 or 10 or 15 or 20 depending on how much risk I want to take. Or test check approach to audit, which is followed across all industries today. We can't sit and check 100%. Not possible. Okay. So is our job to microscopically sit and detect all frauds? No. Is our job to sit and check microscopically whether everything is correctly accounted for? No. Please understand over here, the purpose of the auditor is not to microscopically detect fraud, but to provide an overall assurance that financial statements are free from fraud, misstatement, and error. I want to make sure that, Baba, I'm not here to take a microscope and detect all the fraud. I'm just wanting to worry that financial statement as a whole are free from material misstatement, whether due to fraud or error. I want to obtain a reasonable assurance that financial statement as a whole are free from material misstatement, whether due to fraud or error. Okay. Think of the auditor as a watchdog, not a bloodhound. A watchdog merely escalates the presence of a stranger, while a bloodhound sniffs an intruder out. He's ready to bark, he's ready to bite. The auditor is skeptical in his approach and not pessimistically investigating there to find flaws. See, auditor is very skeptical. Matlab, what is the meaning of skepticism? Skepticism, we call it, there's a word which I'll teach you in a bit. You need to have an outer view of it. Do we close eyes and trust the management? My next question. Okay, we don't close our eyes and trust the management. We are clear, all of us. We should be on the same group here. Do we trust the management fully every time?
No, ma'am.
No.
But also one more question I have. Do you all the time doubt management with everything they do?
No.
No, ma'am.
I know. You should understand, right? You got a viral fever. Just imagine you go to doctor and say, COVID ho gaya, kal mar jaoge. Just imagine somebody talking to you like that. Will you ever go to some doctor like that? That patient is there to seek some calmness. So they've come to you. Don't give them more trouble. Tell we'll have to get blood test done. We'll check 15 days. Then we'll figure it out. You give yourself a benefit of doubt, right? Before you declare that there's COVID or there's cancer or something bad. So do we close our eyes all the time that the management is correct only, everything is perfect, let's sign? We don't do that. Do we also go out of our way to doubt them 100 times a day for everything they do, like CID? No. Then what do we do? Can I say there is extreme ends? We have to balance it out. We are here, right? You know, your parents tell, don't be happy when things are amazing. Don't feel sad when things don't go wrong. We are like that as auditors. We develop that mindset as auditors. We are not going to go and doubt every time also, but we will not believe everything so easily also. Understood? We have to adopt a mindset of a questioning mind. This is the kind of mindset you want to adopt. This is called skepticism. Professional skepticism. I am going to have a skepticism. You know how your younger sibling goes after you when you hide something. They don't blame you, but they don't trust you. They keep asking you questions indirectly, directly. Us din to you told this, now you're telling this, what is it? That's how auditors have to think. Just assume you're your younger sibling, you'll know. They're born to give pain sometimes, so you'll know it. We give questions to the elder sibling. You came late, 7:10, where did you go? Purposely in front of mom. To see how they will react. If they react, something is wrong. If they don't react, then okay, next time I will try. So understand, we are not here to have a pessimistic or a negative view always, ki something is always fraudulent, something is always wrong, right? So we are always only going to be skeptical. Skeptical ka kya matlab hai? I will remain having a questioning mind. I will not believe everything fully. I will not always go against them as well. We are here to help them. So how an audit is to be planned, performed, so all discussed in the coming chapter. Clear hua? So you understand what is audit, what is investigation over here. Okay, nothing is going to be questioned from this. I can write and give you, don't worry. Okay, but you should be in a position, if somebody asks you the difference between audit and investigation, you should know that much as an audit student. You should be able to tell. But an investigation, now who will give absolute assurance? Tell me, investigator or auditor?
Investigator.
Investigator.
Your mindset. That's
Investigator.
all you need to know. Audit is not complex. It's common sense. Okay, this is clear. That's all. We are done with chapter 1. Okay. Towards the end of the class, I'll make you mark what has to be remembered and everything. We'll again redo it. We've done it in the last class, but I want to redo it here for students who join newly. Okay. This is for most of the times questions come here from MCQ angle. 95% of the times they've asked questions here for and from MCQ angle only. Okay. So this discussion can wait. I want to get into big questions first in the beginning, so we can wait for this discussion. This one also has a relevance for MCQ, plus there are times they ask you a 5-mark theory question. Okay, so this can also wait. We are now going to jump to chapter 4B first. Okay, you cannot jump into somebody's house and tell I'm here to check your house. They'll throw you out. What do? As an auditor, I should be invited, no? That listen, you are the auditor, we want to appoint you as an auditor, please come and do the audit for us. When will you accept that audit? When will you reject that audit? That is something we are going to learn in this entire chapter. What comes in the letter? What do you write in that letter? What expectation you want to set from the management in the beginning only? You know, like same thing, like I told you, arranged marriage, same concept. The boy and the girl will sit, they will talk. If it vibes, if there's a match, then they will think of marrying. If not, then bye-bye. So this is a concept of the same thing. That's what we learn in client acceptance and examiner's favorite, I feel, chapter. Favorite chapter. This also weightage is 5 marker for this chapter also. Weightage is just 5 mark. But why I'm making you study this? You can't go to this chapter till you complete this, because you need to set some expectations correct. You won't understand this chapter if you don't understand this chapter. That's why we have to set this first. Okay? Just a minute. Just a minute. Okay. Whatever is there in your book, exactly copy paste is there in your PPT as well. Okay? It's the exact copy paste. So you don't worry about it. You don't need this PPT. It's there in the book. You can check everything if you want. Okay, table of contents छोड़ दो, you don't need to know. Firstly, okay, don't need to know table of contents. First, understand now. Can I see? I'm a pure vegetarian. Just putting you in a spot right now. Assume you're a pure vegetarian, and there is a company who has come to me for audit. Okay, and I have never seen non-veg in my life till date. I don't know only how it looks like. So having said that, there is a company that comes to me, which is a company that deals with fishes. They buy and sell fish, warehouse se leke, they give it to all the people, distribution. And to do this networking, distribution is there throughout India. Okay. And I have been allotted that audit. That client comes to me, saw me in a conference, we had a conversation, they felt really good about talking to me. They feel like, ma'am, we want to give you an audit. And I said, okay, why don't you come to my office? Let's talk. See, we don't start talking which company is yours in a conference. We just say, why don't we have a talk? Why don't you meet me in the office, right? You give your visiting card, they come. And now they said that I am very excited. The client is sitting there saying, हम लोग ना fish को बेचते हैं. ठीक है? And which is nothing wrong. Everybody deals with it. Okay. Am I the right person to deal with that? Is my question to you.
No.
No. No faith only in ma'am, huh? What for? Why do you think I'm not the right
Ma'am,
person?
does it matter? Because you just have
Ma'am,
to
it won't be any problem.
Won't be any problem, huh? Then does it matter whether he?
The end of the
No,
day, you're a
because
professional. You've got to
yes,
take
you're
up the
just
work no
like
matter what.
auditing their books.
I'm there to audit their books. What is the one figure that gets manipulated the most, guys?
Cost of goods.
Stocks.
Stocks. For people who've done audit will know. For people who've not done audit, profit figure gets. See, I'll tell you in accounts, no, profit figure gets manipulated the most. Okay. अभी profit को manipulate करना है ना, I'll tell you shortcut. Manipulate the closing stock, automatically profit will come down. Now, for a person like me who has no exposure and who has no idea about how fish looks like, even if you take me to the fish ka warehouse and tell this is our closing stock, the value of this fish is 100, the value of that fish is 1000, I will believe. Do I have anything? You ask, ma'am, what is this? I will not know, yeah, really. You might feed me non-veg and I will not know I've had it. I don't know anything about it, right? So what am I trying to make you understand over here? Is it okay if I take up audit like that? Don't you think I need to have an understanding of my client's business tad bit before I jump into it?
Some knowledge.
Some
We
knowledge,
need to have.
no, we
At
have
least
to have
basic knowledge.
Basic
auditor
bhi
should have.
nahi. You need to know how stock works. I've done audits for printing and stationery, biggest company, अगरबत्ती company का audit किया है मैंने. Didn't know what incense stick is. हम लोग तो अगरबत्ती बोलते हैं ना, they call it incense stick. I didn't know what it is. I had to sit on YouTube, understand how the whole process works, how they put the scent in that, how the whole thing works. Then I went there, I checked everything about their stock, and then I got to know, acha, these many cartons, this is the pricing, this is how it works. Okay. Then the closing stock should be so much. Okay, this should be right to go on the balance sheet or in the P&L. Please understand, like I told you, it's important you know to cook before you be a chef. So having business knowledge is also equally important here. That's why I tell students, if you can't do anything for yourself, just simply watch Shark Tank India. Just watch. If you're kind of person who loves watching some shows, watch Shark Tank. Clearly. It's good for you. Learn more and more about business, COGS, EBITDA. When they're saying words like this, it should enter your brain because these words, if commerce student will not crack, who else will crack? What is moat? What is the first mover advantage? You should know all these words. So when you learn more and more of business, you become a better auditor. You'll know how they work. So you should have idea of the business. I need to understand how my client works. I need to understand how my client's business works. Very simple. My boss gave me the audit of this fish company when I was doing my internship. Even the file was smelling fish. Okay. The file had come from their manual file. I'm smelling, I'm like, I can't take this. I didn't know how to tell no. Then I went to sir and I said, sir, I can't do this. I can sit into the accounts, but I will not know the closing stock. I'll not do anything much about current assets. I don't know how this deals with. He said, no, you're not going to give up. We'll have you another senior who will go and do the stock part. Rest you do. right? So same way, you can allot that job to somebody who's your partner only for an ACCA, right? Some partner who knows much about that side and do the work together. But what am I trying to put in your brain? Understand the client and its environment around. If you don't understand that, you cannot conduct audit. They will fool you. But ma'am, then it is not possible to do a audit because we have only studied how it works in auditing. We don't know. No, one day gold business will be there. Next day HPCL will come, petrol company, uska audit karo. Then there's been other, coal manufacturing company, mineral oils, vagera, mining kar rahe. How would I know? Can an auditor sit and learn everything? Then you can have an expert in your team to guide the process. Are you understanding here? This is how it works. It's important you understand very clearly what your client is dealing in, else they will break you down. The acceptance of an audit engagement has an impact that is very, very far reaching, not just for the auditor, for the stakeholder also. Why? My sign will have an effect till the last, even society will rely on it. So engagement acceptance confers upon the auditor the responsibility to conclude audit in such a way that you are able to provide reasonable assurance that your financial statement as a whole is free from material misstatement, whether due to fraud or error, and it has to be true and fair. Got the idea? See, now how you learned in chapter 1, you're able to connect it in chapter 4b. That is what I'm trying to say. There's interrelation everywhere of all chapters, right? So now you need to understand, chalo, forget about fish and mineral oil and petrol and everything. You tell me if you know how, which is the closest business. I think printing and stationery, chalo. Classmate company has come to you and they're telling you, boss, we want you to do the audit. What is the basic information you should have before you tell yes to them is my question to you. Chalo, tell me. Basic information about the company.
What is the inventory turnover?
What is their
Inventory
business?
turnover. Ah, yeah, add on. Tell me.
What is their business?
What is their business? Yeah, that obviously, yeah, you need to know what the business is then.
Operating margins.
Operating margins, okay.
Vastness of the company.
Sorry, Vast?
Vastness.
Distribution
reach,
How
network.
vast
wide
is the
reach.
company? Okay, how vast is the company? Okay.
Number of suppliers. Network.
Number of suppliers, okay.
Industries benchmark.
Yeah, okay, you want to know about how the industry works, right? Industry benchmark. You want to know, na? Otherwise, कैसे करोगे audit? ठीक है.
B2B, B2C.
Competition in the market.
Competition in the market.
Total
If you want to
products
introduce
manufactured in
yourself,
India.
if you want to introduce yourself to somebody, nobody knows you, you've gone to a function and you want to introduce yourself, what will you say?
Name.
Name is enough. My name is so and so. What else? How will you introduce yourself?
My relation to them or maybe a career.
Your relation to
Ag.
them may be auntie. हाँ आंटी अंकल है कोई रैंडम आंटी अंकल बेटा शादी कब कर रहे हो बेटा व्हेन इज योर एग्जाम रिजल्ट गोइंग टू कम एटसेट्रा बट यू डोंट हैव दे आस्क यू बेटा आप कौन हो व्हाट विल यू टेल
Your
आप कौन हो
parents' name.
हाँ so you are asking everything understanding everything about business but you've forgotten that who's owning it you want to know who owns it he is the person who will give you money so ownership भी चाहिए ना who's owning this company government own कर रही है private है public है what you should know all that ना when you start हाँ think like that. Why did Vijay Mallya had to shut down his company? Fraud, huh? But why? What else? Did he have the money?
No.
Financing sorted properly? If the financing was not taken care of properly, would he be able to continue the company? No. So how is your company financed? Debt equity क्या है? You want to understand all this, you are an auditor, na? So you should start thinking that, okay, I want to understand the debt equity, ownership of the company, right? What are the industry regulations that are applicable for bank here in India? Which guidelines are applicable? Which guidelines are applicable? Central bank. कौन सा central bank है?
RBI.
RBI guidelines are
RBI.
applicable, na? For people who are in stock exchange, what guidelines are applicable to them?
AB.
Maybe.
SEBI, part of those things, na? For electricity company, there's Electricity Act. For insurance company, what is it? Tell me. Have you heard of IRDA? IRDA Act.
Yes.
You would have seen it on the, mutual fund subject to market risk वाला जैसे होता है वैसे insurance का भी होता है ना, you'll see down Condition apply IRDA. Next time see in an advertisement. Subject to whatever is applicable in IRDA. So there are acts, right? So if you go to a client and you're telling them I'll do the audit, don't you think you'll have to also adhere to those acts also that are applicable to them? So you should have the knowledge of what is applicable to them, no? I can't just simply go to bank and tell, oh, you didn't prepare Schedule 3, nahi karungi audit. Are unka RBI act hai. For them, something else is applicable. So you should know other acts also that are applicable. That's why you have to study law. Now you understood? Skill level mein. Why law is a subject for you there. So we have to understand. See, please understand over here. You have to understand the industry. You are correct when you said, ma'am, I want to understand the industry where they are functioning. Regulatory, meaning what are the regulations that are applicable? RBI Act applicable hai, Companies Act 2006 is applicable, what IRDA is applicable, you know, Electricity Act, what is applicable to them? What is the regulatory body talking about that industry? Because we need to check that as well. And any other external factors, including AFRF. I want to know external factors as well. Somebody like a plastic manufacturer comes to you, you know plastic is getting banned now. So how is it affecting? These are some external factors that can affect your client business. Then you'll have to create provision for guarantee. You'll have to create some provision for bad debts, everything. So you're understanding that some external factors that can affect business can also affect your audit, guys. We'll have to do extra work for that. And of course, I want to know the applicable financial reporting framework. What is applicable to you? Ind AS, AS, IFRS, kya? Right? The second thing I want to know is how the entity is working. What is operation? That's correct when you said, ma'am, I want to know how the business works. What is business doing there? I want to know the ownership also. Is it private company? Is it public company? Is it a government company? I want to know the ownership and governance structure, right? If they're planning to make an investment also, I'll tell you why. ये क्या होता है ना, they get an audit done with us. Have you seen your mom during Diwali? She'll tell the house help, stay for 1 hour, only 1 hour work is there. Only 1 hour, nothing. इससे हो जाएगा. How many hours does the house help stay? Be honest. Does she stay only for 1 hour?
Half an hour.
Yours is a different issue in life. Right? What does your mom do? You tell me. She's a very good homemaker. She wants everything to be clean. Will she release her in 1 hour?
Minimum 2.5 hours.
2.5 minimum. आपको भी काम पे लगा दे, आप extra help. Right? Free में. And she'll make sure that she gives that extra money, all of that. She'll figure it out. Imagine somebody doing that to you later when you go to your client's place and you start working and then you realize, अरे काम इतना ज़्यादा है. I thought ऊपर से I will check. It'll all get done. But suddenly there's so much work. So what I'm making you understand is, this is how clients will throw bomb on us. When you start working with them, they'll say, we were planning to acquire Zomato only. Yeah, that's all. My work is getting double because you're planning to acquire. Now I'll have to create provisions, background work, check if accounting is done properly on the back end, check if actually the contract has been formed, at what money percentage or what share is happening, what is the valuation of the business you've come up with. See, mera kaam badh gaya suddenly. They will blast a bomb on Diwali. Our work will become 3 times more. So you ask from beginning only, what investments do you have? Are you planning to invest in any other business? Because automatically that work also will increase for us. And we'll get to know more about the business, their plan, their action. So when you think of your audit also, you will keep more time for your audit. You will understand, chalo, he has informed me way in advance. Right? So these things, the way the entity is structured, how is it financed? How do you want to structure entity? What is the debt? What is the equity? Just to understand the business really well. That's how you understand the industry, how you understand your client and its environment. Okay, what are the accounting policies they're using? Are they for stock? Are they using FIFO? Are they using LIFO? Are they using weighted average? Kya hai? If they've shifted from weighted average to FIFO, why? I want to know. The reasons for such change also, I want to know. Okay, what are their objectives? What are their strategies? Are they planning to do something new? If there are any kind of risks because of their strategies and whatever they are planning, some new strategies have come up with, automatically they will take a risk in the business. When they take a risk in the business, your chance of material misstatement increasing will go more or not. Someone else taking a risk, whose auditor you are, your work increases, no? Right? There is a heart patient. He is not allowed to run. He goes on a marathon for 10 kilometers and come back to doctor. Doctor का जवाब बढ़ता है कि नहीं? Doctors' work will increase now. Same way. When they make some nonsense strategy, na, these businessmen, our work increases. Because we'll have to do more checking, yeah? They'll come up with some extra time and we can't even tell them, why did you do that? They'll tell, my business, who are you? You are auditor, you do your job of checking. We can't say them that, but our work increases. Right? The measurement and the review of entities' financial performance. You told me, ma'am, I'll check what are the profits, if the operations happening properly or not. I want to check it. Why? I want to know my client better. That's why. What if he's hiding something? Maybe there might be frauds. You never know. So I will just review their financial performance in the last 5 years. Whether they are going high, whether they're going low in business, how is it? Okay. This is how I need to think. Now, somebody raised your hand. Now you can ask me the doubt. I was in middle. No, I didn't want to interrupt.
Yes, ma'am. Was me.
What's the doubt?
I did not get the provision part for the acquisition. How does it increase the workload of the auditor?
It will increase your workload automatically. You will have to get into understanding if they're planning to acquire this year. They would have done some business valuations. You will learn all of that later in your SBR. They will have done so many, dealings, and there might be chances that they will start exchanging shares. They'll buy shares of that company and they will own that company, and they will obviously pay out cash. तो एक transaction बनता है. उस transaction में your work will double to check everything. And this might not be informed to you before. You would have planned that you'll complete your audit in 10 days. Now suddenly you're there for 25 days.
Okay, ma'am. Got it.
Khushbu.
Thank you.
Ma'am, is it required or necessary we ask who are their previous auditor and why they are thinking to change? Means what they are expecting from the new auditor? ऐसा कुछ.
No, we don't give them any such fancy treatment. No, a doctor never asks patient, what do you expect out of me? No, they will tell, I will check with the stethoscope, right? We check risks and we get to know. We don't tell them what their expectation. I'll tell you why. Expectations are clear from day one. And to set that expectation only, we are learning this chapter. Okay. In this only, you will learn what is expectation that we have. By the end of 8:45, 8:50, you will know. Okay. Wait for it. Guys, any doubt in this part here?
Ma'am,
This
do we
part.
have to create any provision when the company is planning to acquire?
No. See, again, that is an FR question. Let's not address it here right now. You can wait later, we'll talk. We have to create a provision. FR का हो गया ना वो, audit में नहीं आएगा वो. Okay? We'll talk about it. It's a long story there. Chalo, just have a look into this, guys, here. These are the keywords you want to remember. So if someone has to tell you that an auditor should have a thorough understanding of the auditee matlab meaning client. So you as an auditor need to have a entire understanding about the client and its environment. You should have a sufficient knowledge about all these things. Only if you have knowledge about all this, you will understand whether or not you understand that client. If you know all this, you know that person well, you know their business well. Right? When you choose your friends, you put them through so much. That's when that person becomes your best friend, right? Same way, you want a client to have, you want to take up the audit, you want to have an idea about all those background details. It should not come like a shock to you later. That's why we do all this. We want to find out. That's it. If you know all this, go ahead. If you're fine, go ahead. Because see, every auditor will start auditing in their own way. There's a standard method. We all go by this. Clear? Okay, no doubts here, no guys. We'll go for the next one. Marking, I'll give you later. What to remember, what to by heart, what to read, all that.
Ma'am,
Hanji.
in the nature of entity, second point, ownership and governance structure. What do you mean by governance structure?
That you will learn in chapter 3. Can you read the heading of chapter 3? Just go in the index and read. What is the chapter 3 saying, talking about?
Yes, governance.
That you will get there, okay? Wait for it. It's all interconnected, I told you on day 1. Now, we have to understand here compliance and communication to be adhered to prior to accepting audit engagement. See, there are a few expectations you need to understand as auditors we also have, okay? Like we have to understand client's business, yes, but we also need to have some ethics in our mind, okay, which you learn in chapter 4a. But before that, there is some responsibility. Do tell me one thing. How many of y'all felt really bad when you saw that the post that is circulating about this CA? You all felt, no? Something. We have some heart here, right? कि बुरा लगता है. Right? You start doubting yourself, you start doubting your career suddenly. All these questions come in our mind. So it's very normal. Why did you feel that? My question is, why did you feel like you're a good person, all that you keep in value education class? Tell me, why did you feel that deep
We
down?
were imagining ourselves in the same
Ma'am,
position.
which post are you talking?
You were imagining yourself over there. Correct. That's right.
Ma'am, which post?
Will it be relatable
Long
or not?
story. वो post नहीं पता है तो बाद में I will tell.
Okay, okay.
People who know will talk. हाँ.
The EY one.
Yeah. ठीक है. So
Empathy.
why are you feeling bad? I'll tell you. You feel that that person is like your brother or sister. That's it. See, understand one thing. When you belong to a similar member body, see, always I see students fighting ACCA, CA, ACCA, CA. I see that. But anything goes wrong with either of y'all, you all just group together. I've seen that kind of love that both the professions have in India. And I talk a lot about it on LinkedIn also. So what I'm making you understand is somebody who's like, whom you look up to, who's coming from a similar profession as you, you'll feel for them. Your duty towards them will obviously speak. Okay, it will come out. Whether you have cleared your exams or not is a different thing. You will relate, you will have that kind of relationship. Why I'm making you understand this, you have to understand you first will be answerable to your members' profession, then you will talk about your client. Okay, please understand. I'm giving you a chronology here. Okay, your duty towards ACCA affiliates comes first, then your duty towards client. Okay, understand? Today you did an audit, okay? Say there is Kashish, there is Sabha. Both are here. Sabha is also affiliate, Kashish is an affiliate. And they have conducted, Sabha has completed, or she was doing the audit of a client. That client was giving her a hard time, continuously, not giving her files. She's been trying to get the work done. It's 1.5 months, she's fed up now. And she wants to withdraw from that audit. You have all the right to withdraw. We don't have to all the time be like, I'll do everything in life. It's okay, withdraw. Okay, I'm not here signing up for all this nonsense. Now, Sabha has left the organization as an auditor. Okay, now they're searching for another auditor, Kashish. Now they are asking her, come join. What do you think is Sabha's job here? What is Sabha's job? What do you think? What do you feel like? Are you feeling bad for Kashish already in your head? That she's going to start. She'll go through the same thing which Sabha did. God, what if somebody would have informed her? It would be so easier, no?
Warn her about the misuse
Yeah,
or
exactly. Because see, now you're understanding, no, that same thing which I told you, that post that is circulating. Why are you feeling it? Why are you reposting it? Because आपको feel हो रहा है that nobody should go through something like that. Same way, sometimes auditors have put through hard time with by clients also. Chances are clients will make your life so difficult sometimes that you only want to leave and quit. You feel like I don't want to conduct this audit. Now this person has gone. Now see, it's not Sabha's fault. She has left. She doesn't know who new auditor is going to be. She doesn't know. She wants to help. She doesn't know. It's all secretly happening. They are signing everything secretly. They don't know who auditor is going to be. Don't you think Kashish should go out asking Sabha, hey, what happened? Don't you think that's
Yes.
fair? The new auditor should have gone to that old auditor and kya hua, mujhe janna hai. Tell me, so that I get to know why did you leave. Say Sabha said, no, nothing like that. I was planning for marriage or I was planning to go abroad somewhere. I wanted to pursue CPA. So I'm going, so I'm leaving this work. Now Kashish is relaxed. But if Sabha says, no, they have tortured me, they literally did not give me the files when I wanted, I would never suggest you to take up that work, but it's your choice then. I just did my job of informing you. Now do you find this ethical? Right? So understand the storyline properly. You have to understand the storyline here, okay? Punch thoda time though, we are in the middle. I'll answer. Now, a new auditor is, when is a new auditor appointed? In 3 situations. First situation is when a company really wants an external auditor for the first time. For the first time when the audit is applicable. Say I hit 2 crore revenue in India right now, assume. Audit will be applicable to me. So I will go searching a auditor for that. I'll search an auditor for that, correct? That is when I need an auditor. Second situation, old auditor has been removed. So you need another auditor there, new auditor, right? That's when a new auditor is appointed. Third, the old auditor was not removed, but that auditor resigned. Somebody like Sabha, she resigned. Nahi chahiye, mujhe nahi karna. She resigned. Right? So that's when a new auditor is generally there in that business. Three situations. Clear? A, B, and C. When a new auditor is appointed for the first time in life because that client के लिए audit has become applicable, do you think that there is any need and there is something scary there? Is there
No.
anything scary there?
No.
No.
Chalo, second situation, when that old auditor got removed, Sabha is removed. Now is it scary?
Yes.
Sabha
Yes.
has resigned. Now is it some suspicious thing going on in back of your head?
Yes.
That's
Yes,
why in B and C above, the incoming auditor, that is the new auditor, is required to have a formal communication with the outgoing auditor, that is the old auditor. Clear? Kashish is expected to go and tell Sabha, kya hua? I want to know. Old auditor will not go in search of new auditor, guys. Please understand that old auditor wouldn't know only that person has moved on in their life. You contact as a new auditor, if you get to know that there was an old auditor, that person was removed or that person has resigned, you as a new auditor will want to have a formal chain communication with the old auditor to ask them the reason so that you don't fall in the same pit. समझ में आया? What if the management does not allow you to talk to Sabha? Then what will you do? What will you do?
You will not then be affiliated with them.
You will not what?
Will
You
not
won't
take the
audit for them, no?
You will not take up the audit. You
Not
will
take up
feel
the
okay, you will not take up the audit.
We
Chalo,
can
let's
ask them to
हाँ,
give us.
okay. Can you LinkedIn Sabha and message her on LinkedIn DM or WhatsApp her and ask के क्या हुआ? Is that also right?
No.
Without
to be a
informing
formal-
your prospective
Yeah,
client that you're in touch with
Formal
those.
chain.
Has to be a
No.
formal
There
chain.
must be a
Formal
formal
change
chain of
communication मतलब क्या?
Go through the management.
Main
See, understand one thing. I cannot directly reach out to Sabha just because she's from the same place where I come from. Same member body. That's not right, no? Talk to the client and tell client, I want to get in touch with your old auditor. Help me through this formal chain communication. Clear? Please understand how you have to communicate with the outgoing auditor. That is the old auditor who's leaving, removed, resigned.
What
Prior
if the
to
client says no?
wait for it. We will talk. Prior to accepting the audit engagement, the new, that is the incoming auditor, is required to communicate to the outgoing auditor, the old auditor. This enables this new auditor to know the reasons for switching the audit practitioner cited by the client company. Why did that person leave? You'll get to know. And knowledge of these reasons will help the new auditor to safeguard his own interest. If Kashish and Sabha would have spoken, Kashish would never take up that audit, है ना? Simple. She'll not take it up. She'll say, नहीं चाहिए. I want to safeguard my interests. I don't want to go through what she did. Safeguard the interest of stakeholders relying on audit financial information of the company. Assume I accepted the audit, challenge accepted. Somebody who has a lot of guts has accepted it. Now, deep down, they know why Sabha had left. Okay, so they will be much more careful when they are auditing the financial information of the company. They'll keep in mind that, see, my job is to make sure stakeholders are okay. They are relying on my sign. My job is to serve them, not to these people. You will be safeguarding yourself. You will clearly know, no, I am a bridge between stakeholders and management, and I will do my job right. Now that I know the background story, I'm much more aware. And I will ensure independence throughout the audit engagement. Just like how they would have troubled her, maybe they'll come to me and also say, we will sponsor you a trip to Singapore. Why don't you go and have a trip with your family? Right? What is this? They're trying to bribe you. Clearly, this is how it works. एक suitcase भिजवा देंगे, आप चिंता मत करो. They'll tell that. What will you do? We'll say, okay. No. Your other suitcases which could have come officially in your house ethically will not come in future then. Right? So please understand, these are the things they can do. So when you get to know about this, you become alert and you will remain independent throughout the audit engagement in back of your head. In the spirit of transparency, is Sabha expected to reply to you at least, but है ना? At least that much courtesy she should also have, no? Because she's from the same member body and you should respect each other. So in the spirit of transparency, the incoming auditor must communicate with the outgoing auditor only after obtaining permission from the client. Understand that. It's formal chain, no? We cannot directly WhatsApp someone. In case the client entity is reluctant to provide the permission, Jugal, your answer is here. In case the client clearly says, no, we are not going to allow you, and refuses to provide this permission, auditor will refuse the audit engagement. मुझे भी नहीं करना है काम. That is the power we have. Okay? Anupa, stay during the break. We'll answer you. Now, understand things here, okay? New auditor is expected to tell the client, boss, I want to get in touch with the old auditor. The client says, no, I will not allow. Then you also as a new auditor tell, no, then I will also not do audit. Simple. Because why are you telling that? Tell me that. Firstly, why are you saying no? What makes you say no? Tell me.
To know the reason.
We want to know reason why leaving.
You want to know the reason, but now you said nahi chahiye mujhe abhi. What is making you say that?
My borders. Don't
It
want to
is a
take
right
up
to
with
know
the
the
own
entity's
interest.
environment.
For our own interest. Somewhere you know a person tells you no only when they're trying to gaslight you. If that's the word. I'm showing off some Gen Z words for people who don't understand, you're normal. Okay.
It is a right to know the
Basically,
entity's background.
yeah, basically, what are you trying to say? When somebody is refusing and becoming reluctant, no, as a client, if he is not firstly supporting you, now aage jaake what he will support? One is that way of looking at it. Secondly, he is afraid that there might be some material facts Sabha will tell us, which we wouldn't have known. So that client is trying to conceal and hide something from the incoming or the new
Incoming
auditor.
auditor.
Simple. Such refusal or reluctance is displayed only when the client is attempting to hide, that is conceal some material facts that the outgoing auditor is or may be aware of, which the client would prefer to conceal from this new auditor. Client wants to hide. So he's not letting you talk to that old auditor. That's the only reason. Otherwise, why would anybody do that? There's no other reason. Talk, no? If you have not done something wrong, you shouldn't stop the other person. Maybe you're trying to hide something. That's why. So create this kind of mindset, okay? We are developing a mindset of an auditor. We have to think like this. And apply this in your personal life as well. Please, all these things will save you from trusting somebody blindly, save you your life, your time, everywhere. Don't trust everybody. If you're asking a question and that person is not replying, don't say, no, that person is only like that. No. They had to answer you. They're hiding something. Simple, right? They're trying to put it back on you. How could you not trust me? I am not anybody to trust you. I am your auditor. If you want me to be auditor, listen to me. Because if you are not being honest to me right now, aage jaake, in future, you will never be honest to me and I can't conduct audit like this. So that is a mindset you need to develop. Do you have to buy heart anything here? No. It's logic. It's common sense. Okay. Now, Anupa, I still know that there are few doubts. For people who have doubts, what we'll do is I'll give a break for others. That time you can talk to me. We will discuss. It's not like you'll miss out on anything. Don't worry. Adherence of compliance by the client entity. Please understand. Appointment, reappointment, removal of auditor are significant events that require a company to abide by the applicable corporate law compliances that governs these events. Okay? Now, is it a joke to throw an auditor outside as a client? Is it a joke? Our degree is a joke or what? We're working so hard for that degree. Somebody appointing me and then throwing me out, removing me, making me resign is not a joke. Every client has to go through a way. There is a regulation and a rule that is maintained whenever they want to appoint an auditor. Right? All this you have already studied in law, so they will not test you here. Be very clear. Okay? You're not going to be tested and asked. So understand, when you are appointing an auditor, na guys, or that auditor ka 1 year is done. Now you like working with that auditor, so you're reappointing that auditor. You are reappointing the auditor, or you are removing the auditor. All these are not normal events. We are professionals. It is significant event that requires the company to abide by proper corporate law compliance that govern these events. So you will have to open your UK Companies Act 2006 for making sure that the auditor is appointed properly. Will they ask you how? No. That's not audit, that's law. Be it appointment of the first auditor, reappointment via continuing the existing auditor. Maybe in the second year, you want that same auditor to be there. You are continuing the appointment with them. Or resigning of the existing auditor and appointment of the new auditor. Sometimes what happens, see, I had a lot of clients. Post-marriage, I shifted to Bangalore. So I had to leave those clients behind. So you think they're not having any CAs there? No, they have gone to a new CA. So resigning of existing auditor and appointment of new auditor, even that should be done by law. Appointment of joint auditor. If you ask me today, ma'am, please conduct entire Reliance company ka audit. Can I alone do it? Do I
No.
need at least 10 chartered accountants here to get it done? 10, 15 firms minimum, 20, 35 sometimes. That's called joint auditor. Not one auditor. We need more than one auditor for one assignment sometimes. Even if we are not partners, it's okay. I can take you as a joint auditor for the work I want, and we'll divide the fees. There's an ISA 299. It's not there for you. It's in AAA, so don't study. Just giving you an idea. A concept hai, sa? Don't go beyond this word. You're wasting your time for the AAA. Okay? So this is how it works. So what they're trying to tell is you need to comply. Ma'am, what is the tenure of auditor? Good question. There is a chapter 4A. When we learn that, we'll know. And whatever is there, you have to check it in Law Global again. I want you to open and check the book. Okay? I have answers, but I'm not giving it easily. You have to learn it. And yeah, if your answers are with respect to audit, I'll give you 100%. Okay? 10 different examples that you have to have faith. For the appointment of the auditor to be considered legally valid, these compliances must be adhered to. The spirit of following these compliances enables the stakeholder to understand and appreciate the process of audit by which the auditor is appointed in the company. Dekho, I am a shareholder who has invested in Infosys. How on earth can I trust Narayan Murthy whether my shares are safe or not? When he appoints auditor and he gets audit done. Don't you think appointing of the auditor also should be done properly? With rules, regulations, compliances, then I will also feel safe. Generally, when you're appointing an auditor, in most of the countries, you have to pass an ordinary resolution. Appointing of auditor is done in an AGM, guys. Annual general meeting. We call the meeting, 50% of the crowd should agree. In India, 75% of the crowd should agree that this person is an auditor. Utna bada event hai wo. Got it? It's a big
Does it
event
come
for
under
us.
the special resolution or normal AG?
In India, it is special. In UK, it depends on different parts is different. But 90% of the times, it is ordinary resolution in UK. Yeah, okay. Now, the adherence to such compliance emphasizes transparent behavior on part of company to function as sensitive and crucial as audit. See, what they're trying to tell you here, simple, no by-hearting, nothing. They're giving you a background story of law over here. They won't question you this, don't worry. But understand, why do they want that appointment process to be proper as per law? So that a shareholder maybe who's sitting in Kashmir or Kanyakumari, they're relaxed. That if I have invested in this company, my money is safe. Because a person who's an auditor, who's appointed also is appointed as per the law. He's not simply director's best friend, so he's appointed. It's done properly in the keeping in mind independence and appointed. Okay? So they want to keep this as transparent as possible. Okay? In this is not important. If you skip this also, it's okay. But if you skip the next part, you want to skip the entire audit only, AA only. It's that important. So when we reach to that important part, let's depart for 5-10 minutes and come back. Okay? Come with a fresh mind. We have to study this. And this though has to be rattafied. By-hearted. When I say by-hearted, verbatim. People who have doubts, switch on your camera, talk to me. If you're doing message khelna hai, to main nahi hu. What is the doubt?
Ma'am, I'm sorry, but I'm sick for like 5 to 6 days, so can't switch on the camera.
What is the doubt you have?
There was point two, I think the slide above this. Initial when I message, I think, ma'am, can you slide up?
What
Uh,
happened? Should you go?
um,
Wait. No, here.
no, ma'am, no, not this.
Open your
No,
book. No, it's all there. Search.
yes, in this. No, no, not this again. I forget. It was yes. This slide before that.
Before this. This
Just
one.
came, ma'am. Again, it went.
This one, na?
No, मैम इससे पहले ही था आई थिंक अभी वो स्क्रॉल नीचे हो गया फिर इससे पहले था पॉइंट बी है वो
Anubha,
मैम
please open your book. I've lost patience. Please open your book. I'll entertain Khushbu till then. It's in your book. It's exact copy paste of what we have studied. Open your book. We have hardly covered 3 pages in 1 hour. So check it. You'll find it in those 3 pages. Okay? Yes, Khushbu. Tell me.
Ma'am, as the law paper was exempt for me, so
Hmm.
is it necessary
No.
to go through it?
No.
And one more doubt, like if during the audit, the auditor finds some of the necessary adjustments are missing from the books, like which are necessary as per the law or as per the nature of the company,
Hmm.
what business they are doing.
Hmm.
So is it required that auditor himself or themselves do it, or they have to ask the management to do it?
You have to ask the management to do it, is what is written in our books.
Because
Practical life may let's not get there. We have to ask the management to dare do the changes. That's why I told you it's written in our books.
because as now the tax audit is going on now.
Yeah,
So
I know all. I know it all. So I'm telling you, as per the books, management only has to make changes. Simple. So don't write anything beyond that in your paper. Okay. I know practically सब अलग ही होता है.
हाँ,
If
जो
you
books
go to
बना
a
रहे
big
हैं वही
four or
ऑडिट कर रहा
something,
है.
you're working in a big four.
No, I
That's
am
why it's
working in a
happening. If you were working in big four, they wouldn't allow. Okay, it's different the way they in big four there's a policy that they stick exactly to what is written in the book. They don't make any changes. They're known for that.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Any doubts, others? No, no.
Ma'am, one more thing. This PPT is from exactly from our
From the
study
book.
notes.
Yeah, there's no point this PPT ka. It's exactly it's but I just wanted you all to learn thoda chunk. Everything you can't learn in that book you will feel.
No, I thought like it is from your own material, so we
No,
will get
no. Why that book is that book is authored by me only, so relax. It's my material, that book, okay?
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Anybody has doubts? I'll be back. Okay, let's continue now. Please switch on cameras. Yeah, let's continue. This is the important part. This is the same question which has been repeatedly asked in multiple attempts. We have to understand and have a clarity over here, guys. Now, it's always good to have a proper clarity with that person whose audit you're doing, right? With that client whose audit you're conducting. They need to understand that they cannot put us through any kind of drama once we start doing the audit. क्या होता है when you enter the client's office, they will clearly tell, sir, वो accounts na last month we couldn't complete, you complete that for us. 11 months accounting we have done. The last month was a lot of work. We were very busy. We were doing the sales. We didn't focus on accounts. So you please do it for us. Now all this becomes very chaotic, huh? So in the process of accepting or continuing an audit engagement, the basis of performance of the engagement must be agreed upon between the auditor and the client, that is the auditee. We have to make sure that, listen, I am not going to accept anything unless preconditions are present. Meaning there are some preconditions which are there, conditions apply, that which has to be there. If all this is not satisfied, then I am not going to do the audit. So we establish and make sure that the preconditions are there before we tell yes to an audit. And second thing is, we have to understand that there is a common understanding. I told you, arranged marriage matlab kya? Common understanding has to be there between boy and girl, na? So same thing, confirming that there is a common understanding between auditor and management is very, very important. Because I will say something, you understand something else, and suddenly you want me to do something else. That's not how it works, right? When you talk about urban club, I'm giving you two examples now. When you talk about urban club, you ask them to come and clean the bathroom at your house. While they come and clean bathroom at your house, you also say that, mera jo tiles hai na, that in the kitchen, I wanted to clean that also. Will they clean it just like that? No, there's a common understanding you guys have, right? Within yourself. Okay, no, he's a professional, he's coming here for his work. We will expect him only to do this. We can't expect him to do that. So it's very important that you have a common understanding between the auditor and the management. You remember what is ABCD? Audit में ABCD अलग है.
Account balances.
Account balances,
Class of
class of
Transactions.
Disclosure.
Disclosures.
and disclosure.
You learn that, right? Properly remember that word properly, because I'm going to use ABCD anymore. I'm not going to say everything. Again, when we use it, I will explain you one sentence with the meaning again, so that it refreshes. Now, you need to understand. Okay, see, understand. There is Tata Sons, right? Ratan Tata ka. Under this Tata Sons, there are Tata Chemical, right? Tata Motors, FMCG hai, Steel hai, Tata Steel hai, right? As an auditor, I want to make sure that when I do the audit for Tata Steel, I make sure that the management is having a common understanding with me, right? But at the end of the day, all these accounts, no guys, all these accounts gets added together, right? And then Tata Sons ka total of profit comes into existence, hai na? We consolidate all the groups and then we add everything and see Tata company as a whole, what was the profit, right? So is it always okay to have a common understanding between auditor and just the management? That's all, that's enough? Or do you need somebody like a Ratan Tata also to be okay with you? You need it, no? Abhi, can you call Ratan Tata? You're the manager. Hai. He's not manager, bro. He's not manager. He's somebody at a top level executive. He's the one who has governed that entire organization. He'll point out and it has to be done. Not him, even the chairman. There are so many committees, big directors. So as auditors, we are not here just to figure out common understanding with the management. We are also here to figure out common understanding with Ratan Tata. That is those people who are charged with governance. those committees who are charged with the governance of the entire organization, those directors who are charged with governance. So those charged with governance. I am not just here to make sure there's a common understanding between me and management of Tata Steel. I also want to make sure Tata Sons also get my audit. Because at the end of the day, the figures will impact Tata Sons as a whole. Simple. So please understand, like how you say Ramu Shamu, right? We say management and TCWG in all words. Entire audit, you will see the word management and those charged with governance. Matlab kya? Management is a business level manager who handles the business. Those charged with governance is mommy, papa, boss, the main boss, TCWG, those charged with governance. Okay? When we do chapter 3, governance, you will understand so much. Wait for it. For now, you just need to understand management is somebody in the middle level, TCWG is top level, simple.
Can we say these are the owners?
Yes, but you don't use the word owner in your audit. We use TCWG always.
Like the ones who have the final say. They
Exactly. Yes. They are the ones who are charged with the governance of that entire organization. They have the charge on their hand. So obviously they are the top people. Right? Now it's not just one person, it's the committees, entire director, board of director, everybody. Right? So you want to make sure they are all okay with it. So otherwise, what will happen? They will have some expectation from you. Management will have some expectation from you. You are taught something else only as an auditor, what you need to do. Itna difficulty hoga fir. And we are not here to degrade our name and reputation. So let us, in day one only, make sure 2 things are done. There should be preconditions, which I will explain you in the next slide. Okay, what the preconditions are. And the second thing, there should be a common understanding between auditor and management and TCWG. Between the auditor and management and TCWG. Okay. Now, what are the basic things we expect now? See, well, before we talk about precondition, let's understand what is the basic things we expect. Otherwise, forget everything else. Imagine you're the auditor, you're asking them some information, but they're not giving it to you. Will you be able to audit? Okay, you have gone over there. They have given you information. Okay. Now, on the basis of the information which you have acquired, guys, you start doing the audit. While you're doing the audit, you realize, I want this one more document. Hey, come here, I want this document. And they say, no, you should have asked in day one only. Why are you disturbing us now? Is that also okay?
No.
Can't work with them. For example, was something very basic. Assume you come to me and tell, ma'am, mere bank mein na, I have 20,668 rupees. You have told me that. Will I listen to what you say? What's the proof I'll ask for? What's the proof I'm asking you?
Bank statement.
Bank statement de do, passbook dikha do. I'll ask all that, no? Now you imagine you've gone to the client and client is saying, we have only 2.5 crores left in our bank book. I'll say, but I want to know exact figure. 2.5 crores, 65 paisa. But I want to know, I want to compare, I want some proof. No. We won't give. Why? Because we have to go to bank outside and find out passbook. Oh, it's a lot. No, if I want to inquire something from a third party, I can't trust that client ka figure. You cannot tell me, ma'am, you only do what money is coming in and going out. Or you'll get the bank balance. Nahi, boss. There might be some bank charges that are deducted by themselves there only. How will I confirm all that? Think about it. No, my money goes, money comes out. You just add minus, you'll get the bank balance, right? But there might be some kind of locker rent they've deducted from there only, which we don't know of. Some bank charges that are deducted from their end. Some interest that is deposited. Do you think without that information, your bank book will tally? So don't you think you need information from that third party to check? Don't you think your client has to cooperate with you when you're asking for this information? Yes, he has to. When you go to ask him a question that, sir, you have applied for insurance over here, I can see that. I want to know more about it. We won't tell. You guess. Just imagine, no, putting you in that plight. There's been a fire in the godown and nobody has told you. We thought you would know. Will I get a dream? So you have to expect, see, there are 3 things. One, I expect you all as a client to provide me, don't buy hard this, not needed. Listen, provide all the required information that is necessary for the auditor to be applied as an evidence in the course of engagement. I want vouchers, account balance, board resolution, draft financial statement, anything I ask for, you should give me, which as long as it is something to do with my audit. I can't ask your personal love letter. I don't need it. Okay, I just want information for my audit, you give it to me. Second, cooperate in acquiring information from third parties like vendors, lenders, creditors, bank. Some suppliers, you want some information. They are telling we purchased good in 1997. Are I want to ask that supplier once. No, we'll not let you talk. Are any information I want from third party, you cannot stop me. Because I need it for the course of my audit, for my engagement. Right? So any information I need, I want you to cooperate with me to be used as an external confirmation in course of that engagement. And the third thing is answer all my questions when I'm asking you that if there is a fire that has happened, there's an insurance you guys have claimed. They are all pertinent questions. No, I'm not asking tumne subah nashte mein kya khaya. I am asking you very simple question that there was an insurance that was taken. What is it regarding? Any question I ask you, any kind of query I ask you with respect to any transaction, any event, any occurrence. And I also want to know if you have taken an insurance, what happened later? Did you account for it in the P&L? I will ask, no, if there's a new transaction like a law expense that has come. I told you legal expense aaya hai. Have you accounted for that properly? If there's a penalty, have you provided for that penalty? It has to be done as per AFRF, no? So whenever I ask you questions, I expect you to answer all the pertinent questions. Got it? So these are the expectations we have. No need of by-hearting this, no need of making notes out of this. Something else only will come. Wait for it. But if you don't understand this, you can't understand that. In conjunction with the above, it is implied that the auditor shall conclude the audit engagement within defined and agreed timelines. Just we have expectation, no? Like how in an arranged marriage, boy has expectation, girls also will have. जैसे अपन client का expectation we have, they also have expectation from us, boss. We are professionals. We have to get our work done within time. Right? Conclude the audit engagement within the defined and agreed timeline. We have to work as per time. Right? Maintain the highest level of integrity. You have to be honest. You learn these words more in 4A, chapter 4A. While you're conducting your audit, be as honest as possible. Be honest to yourself, be honest to your work, be honest to employees, find out things, right? Objectivity. What is objectivity? I want to remain unbiased. Again, unbiased word. I will teach you all that in chapter 4. A full detail, mein, three pages you have to learn. So relax. For now, just understand. Maintain highest level of honesty, highest level of unbiasedness and independence. Nothing can influence your decision. You remain independent and start applying all this now only in your life. Nobody should be able to influence you with the decisions you make all the time. Suno sabki, karo apni. Right? Listen to everybody what they have to say, but you do what you have to do. No, don't get influenced every time. So maintain the highest level of integrity, objectivity, and independence. Adhere to ethical and professional behavior throughout the course of audit engagement. They are telling you, remember chapter 4A ethics. Whenever you conduct your audit, do not forget it. When you do that chapter, you will do. So they are telling you, your professional behavior has to be good enough. Okay. If you are late to some place, keep them pre-informed. It's not right. No, not inform somebody and they're waiting. These are basic things. If a client has given you a check to deposit in a certain for income tax, it has to be deposited on time. You can't take that money in your account. Not right. It's not ethics. So some professional behavior is expected throughout the engagement. Abhi, if you've understood all this, I take you to the next part, because next part is what question comes in the paper. This does not come. Let's talk business. What are the actual preconditions that is needed for the audit? Okay, this is main. This is main. And make your mark it in the book later. understand, whenever you are planning to tell a yes to the audit, first question, first condition that you will keep in front of the client is whether the financial reporting framework which is being applied while preparing the audit of financial statement is acceptable. I'll give you an example. Pehle suno. Understand? Okay. You all have an idea. I'm a CA, no? I will know accounting standards. I will know Indian accounting standards. You guys have learned IAS. You have learned IFRS. If a company from UK wants me to conduct audit, am I eligible is my question. UK की
No.
company है, they want me to conduct audit. Why not? Don't think about signature. Don't think about my degree. No.
Their framework are different.
Yes. Is it acceptable to me to take that audit up just like that?
No,
Am I good enough?
no.
So I want to make sure that if I don't have an exposure about that particular framework, I shouldn't be touching that file. Condition has to be satisfied over here. And condition both ways, both ways. They also should prepare proper financial reporting framework. ऐसा नहीं है कि you are an Indian company, so you will prepare everything as per IFRS. No, then you have to prepare as per Ind AS. If they have prepared as per IFRS, don't touch their file. It's mess. You're not supposed to so. See, all this you learn in SBR, yeah. You don't have to get deep into example. Just understand the gist here, okay? Determine whether the financial reporting framework. See, I taught you what AFRF. We are talking about FRF that has been applied. Applicable financial reporting framework. You're framing the same sentence. Determine whether the financial reporting framework to be applied, okay, to be applied in the preparation of the audit of financial statement is acceptable. Aapko okay hai? Are you okay with it? That's all. So first condition should be satisfied. It should be acceptable. If it is acceptable, you take up the audit or no. Okay. There's a simple example. Now, this example which is there has been given to you very clearly. Not to by heart this. In fact, if you want, you can do this also later, not now till I teach you. It's that level of not important. Like you don't need to even read it. But understand the example. It will give you more clarity. Resnick, an American audit firm, is in talks to sign over as an auditor of Infosys. So American audit firm wants to sign and take over audit of Infosys. And that Infosys is both listed in American and Indian stock market, both places, it's there, okay? A lot of data that Infosys has uses Indian accounting, right? I told you, both countries, तो दोनों applicable होगा, Indian also and US का also, right? So a lot of data they have has to be obviously used. They have used Indian accounting here, and hence there are several areas of reporting that has to go for a gap conversion. So there is something called generally accepted accounting principles. So see, please understand, whenever we prepare accounts or whenever somebody is submitting the accounts, it has to be consistent. I can't do thoda Ind AS and thoda IFRS. It's nonsense. I can't go with Indian system and US system ka half-half. I have to basically report either everything as per Indian GAAP or report everything as per US GAAP. Depends. On the SBR, you learn all that, right? So you all don't have US GAAP, so relax. Understand. That has to undergo a gap conversion exercise from Indian GAAP to US GAAP. In case Resnick is not well versed with Indian GAAP, a precondition for undertaking audit is not met. If I don't know US GAAP, should I take it up? No, it's not acceptable to me. Huh? I shouldn't. I'm being ethical here. Okay. Do you need to remember any of this? No. Did you understand over here that if you don't have knowledge about something, don't do it? Clearly, if you listen to your grandmother's stories, no, it's audit only. They've given us enough gyan. Don't do something you don't know. Learn, become good at it, then do it. Right? So this is what they're trying to say. So this is clear. First precondition you need to remember is this verbatim. What is verbatim? Remember as it is without changing the words. Okay, this much only in yellow, nothing else. First precondition understood. Second precondition, clearly remind your management, obtain an agreement of management that management acknowledges and understands their responsibility for two things. Preparation of financial statement. Whose job is it? His. See, one thing you have to know, if you are an audit student, no. I see a lot of students, they are very, they're very to themselves. They don't want to put the other person in spot. Ma'am will say, no, what's the point asking? We'll not ask. No, if you think that person is going to say no to you, bring it out of their mouth. Why are you being a nice person? Same way, if you are assuming management will prepare, they are nice people. Oh, how can we ask them to prepare financials? They will do it. No, this is not a business of trust, boss. We don't trust anybody. Understand, very clearly tell them, preparation of financial statement as per AFRF is your job, your responsibility, not mine. So you have to obtain an agreement of the management that it acknowledges and understands the responsibility for preparation of financial statement as per AFRF. It's their job, not mine. Second, am I the person who takes care of internal controls of the organization? Kaise chalna hai? How will the data leakage happen? Oh, no, not my job. My job is not to exercise internal control. Whose job is it to take care of all that? Management.
Internal audit.
No, management. No, we're not even talking about internal auditor. We are obtaining agreement from management that management has to understand it is their job, it's their responsibility in exercising necessary internal control. You take care of the controls of your organization, boss. I am not responsible for that. And you take care it in such a way that financial statements are not getting affected. Data leakage hua, is it my headache to sit and check? No. If there's a data leakage, there's some weakness in the control, you tell them, boss, fix that first, check if financial statements are getting affected, correct all that, then come to me. Don't sit and give me all this clerical business. It is your job, it is not my job. Exercising internal control to enable the preparation of financial statements that are free from material misstatement, whether due to fraud or either. It's their job to check care all things are working properly. Okay, so that financial statements are free from material misstatement. Don't come to me tomorrow and cry. I am not going to take it. We keep it very clear with the management. So two things is done, sorted. Okay, so this is your second condition. There are only three. First condition is this one. We'll revise again. Okay, second is this one. The third is very basic. You give me all the information I asked for. While I am doing the audit, if I want some additional information, you give me that also. And you give me an unrestricted access to talk to anybody. You cannot stop me from whom I want to talk to. Simple, enough. Anybody who wants to get the work done, will tell that. Right? Basic things. You will learn from your elder sibling someday. If you are a younger sibling, no? Elder siblings also not less. मैं जो पढ़ाऊंगी वही सुनना पड़ेगा. My sister taught me final accounts on day 1 of accounting. I didn't know what journal entry was. She said, I by heart it, you also by heart. Said, asset इधर आता है, liability इधर आता है, by heart करो. And if I tell how is it coming, oh, don't ask me. So when somebody does that, you will not be able to do your work. So understand, get a clarity. Day 1 say, any relevant information I ask you to answer, you have to give it to me. While conducting audit, I need some additional information. No. I mean, I want that also. Don't ask me why. And third, unrestricted access to whomever I want to talk to. Okay, now we'll read because it has to be verbatim. That's the third thing you will tell is obtain agreement from the management that it acknowledges and understands responsibility of providing the auditor with these three informations here. You need to give me access to all the relevant information. All the relevant information such as records, documents, any other matters, vouchers, etc. Second, any additional information that the auditor may request from the management for the purpose of audit. Don't ask me why I want it. I don't like it. And third is unrestricted access. I need unrestricted access within the entity. Okay, unrestricted access to persons within the entity from whom the auditor determines it necessary to obtain evidence. You cannot ask me why you want to talk. Don't. I'm the boss here and I'm doing my job. You don't tell me what to do. Okay. So if these three things they are okay with, then you can think of taking up the audit. If any of this condition one also is not satisfied, no taking up the audit. It is all or none. Okay. They can't say ye karenge, ye nahi karna hai. No. Precondition is precondition. Condition applies. If this is satisfied, then I will do it. So all plus UA. Just remember all plus UA. You just remember it's like a keyboard. Some function in the key. Okay. All plus UA. If this is done, I will want to complete my audit. First thing you told is whether financial statement, AFRF yaad rakho. Then you tell financial reporting framework is applied, which is applied as in the preparation of financial statement. Is it acceptable? Okay, is the AFRF acceptable to you? Second, do they understand that preparation of financial statement as per AFRF is their job? And the third, this one is exercising necessary internal control is also their job when it comes to preparing. Don't come and ask me. Third, make sure that all the information is given to you, any additional information and unrestricted access. If all this is satisfied, you want to continue your audit. If one of this is also not, I am not taking over. Situations and factors, this is a continuity, okay? Situations and factors that will result in audit engagement being rejected by that auditor. If the management or TCWG, see, I told you, na, साथ नहीं आएगा ये. It's like a jodi pada. It'll come together wherever it goes. Okay. So if the management or TCWG of the entity imposes limitation on the scope of auditor's work in terms of the proposed audit engagement, which leads the auditor to believe that finding this relevant quantity and quality of evidence may be hampered, auditor will not accept such engagement. I'll give you a simple example. You are the auditor of my company. You have come. Okay. You have just started. You're planning to do the audit. Okay. I don't know how many of you all understand Hindi. For people who understand Hindi, great. If you don't understand, I'll tell you in English in a bit. So I'll tell you what. Kya, sir? Why are you here for audit? We'll talk. Are we are here to discuss all that only. First, let's go have breakfast. I'll take you to Taj. You go to Taj. You're having breakfast. He starts talking. I start talking to you. And I say, your business is filled with risk, but this is how it works. You also know, I also know. It's okay, sir. You take care of us. We'll take care of you. What does this mean? I'm not even using
Bribe.
Bribe.
Bribe, ma'am.
bribe. What bribe? For what?
You
Bribe
cover
to
up
ignore
their
the manipulations.
material misstatement. They
go
provide you financial
easy on
support.
them.
Covering up fraud.
Well, clearly, na?
To come to an understanding.
Yeah, that's an illegal understanding, but yeah, it is understanding. So this is how people talk. If somebody is telling, let's go for breakfast, your client, oh, you have come to Mysore for the first time, let's go out. Nahi, kuch nahi jana hai. Sir, I had breakfast tonight. Thank you. Maybe later in the evening, leave. Don't do that. Until you're comfortable for the first 5 days and you have a good icebreaker and you know this person is genuinely wanting you to take for a breakfast, then go. Auditors, now we are very excited souls. We study, no? 10 years in one room. So when we get to see the world, we act crazy. Have you seen a hostel kid who's thrown out? The person will go smoking, drinking, everything. Because can't take independence and freedom. That's what is our halat when we get that. You're so used to thinking so much and suddenly someone says, you order what you want. We'll take care of the bill. You'll feel like doing it then. So they will put you in a situation which will result in something called LOSA. Now this you don't want to remember, don't remember. This is what I use. I'll just tell you what it is. They'll put you in a LOSA situation. What is a LOSA? Limitation of the scope of audit. Limitation on the scope of audit. Limitation on the scope of audit. No need of by hearting this, don't worry. I use it like that in the class. I like it. So they will limit your scope. Okay, ye mat karo, it's okay. Wo mat karo, it's okay. Arey, you just promised me unrestricted access in the last slide. How can you tell me what not to do? And they will do it. So if management or TCWG of the entity is imposing LOSA on you, they're trying to limit your work. Okay, already before even coming to an agreement, I've still not accepted audit. Okay, guys. It is a proposed audit engagement. Please understand the difference. Proposed audit engagement and audit engagement. Audit engagement matlab we have started the audit. We have signed up for it. Proposed audit engagement matlab they are proposing it for us and we're still considering. And while they are proposing the audit engagement, in Taj they are taking and telling you take care of us, we'll take care of you. Thoda thoda we'll see. Are what are you doing? You are limiting my work already before starting the work only. And after listening to this kind of conversation, the ethics inside you makes you believe that there is no possibility that I will be able to take for the evidence which they give, either quality won't be proper or quantity won't be proper. My audit also will get hampered. Then please do not accept such an engagement. It's my duty to tell you, don't do it. It's just basic ethics you want to maintain. Now, any doubts you'll have? What is LOSA? Limitation on the scope of audit. Like basically trying to limit your work, not giving you evidences, quality wala, quantity wala, trying to hamper your work. Such case, you will not see. Have they used the word reject the engagement? Listen to me. See the words very good. You learn English very good. Huh? Like your English becomes better when you learn audit. They've said the auditor will not accept. They've not said the auditor will reject. Rejection is done only when you accept something. Rejection कब होता है? When they say okay, okay, and later tell नहीं करना. When you don't use the word reject the audit engagement. No, they will not even accept it. Before beginning only, they not accept it. Once you say okay for the audit, then you reject it. Okay, that is how it works. So here they've used the word rejection. Okay, that's okay. You don't have to be so thorough with English grammar, but it's my duty to show you this as we talk like this as auditors. Our way of talking is like this. So if you feel that it's a theory subject, no, it's a very high, good English class as well, where you learn to carry yourself and speak in front of professionals and you don't feel you don't feel intimidated in front of them if you speak this language. Simple. And you think day one पे when I started learning audit, my car stopped 25 times in a day. कुछ समझ में नहीं आता. Nothing, no head, no tail, no proper teacher to teach. I know I'm sounding too old, but no good teacher, no geo, nothing. Figure out, bang your head, write the exam, fail, come back again, learn. Right? So understand. Then I realized that audit me, so you have to talk like this. Then only it'll be fine. Then only it'll look good. To use this, like, don't look at audit as EU. It's a nice subject. Your English is getting better. You become more confident. It's not just about wearing ironed clothes and polished shoes. You have, when your mouth opens, good words should come out. Your words should also be polished enough, right? So look at it that way. Whatever doubt is there, I will address. I could hear somebody talking. Just give me a bit. We'll just complete this part. If preconditions are not present, then what will you do? The auditor shall discuss engagement and its nuances with the management. And the auditor will not accept the proposed audit engagement if it has been determined that financial reporting framework is unacceptable. We are learning passive language. You learned active language just now with me. Same thing, opposite bol rahe. That's all. So don't buy hard this also, guys. No need. Just understand. It's there in the book. We'll read it. So it has been determined that the financial reporting framework is unacceptable. Will you take the audit up if you're not happy with it? If you're not happy about, if it's not acceptable to you, no. If the management is saying that we will not prepare financial statement as per AFRF, will you take up the audit? No. If they are limiting your scope, LOSA, will you take up the audit? No. If management is running away from preparing financial statements and even taking care of internal controls, you're like, no, it's not our job. You only do. Are it's your work. When you come to me, get all this done, then only I will touch the audit. So if the preconditions are not present, we simply don't accept audit. Itna samajh lo. One sentence is all I want you to understand. That's how much precondition is important to us. Precondition has been questioned 5 to 8 times so far. Pure theory question. Yeah. Now what is a doubt? Ask. Whoever has to ask doubt, you open it and ask them.
Ma'am, I had a doubt.
Tell me.
Generally, big fours or the multinational corporations, they during off season means Indian off season.
No, wait, Khushbu, stop it here. We discuss that after 9 o'clock, okay? It's a practical thing, no? We complete the chapter and we can go on discussing. It's amazing. We'll do it later. Vansh.
मैम आप एक बोल रहे थे ना सीए का कोई पोस्ट हुआ था जो बहुत रिपोर्ट
Arey, Vansh, wait for 9 o'clock. We'll talk. Okay? We'll wait. Other students have to be accommodated for their time. Norman, tell me.
Ma'am, what if this breach of preconditions happen?
Can't hear you. I'm sorry. There's some blurriness in the voice, I think. You want to check. Okay? Okay, guys.
Ma'am, can you please explain the 2 points at the last?
Why not? What happened? You didn't understand or did your internet cut off?
Yes, ma'am.
Internet cut off?
Yes, ma'am.
You should say that, no? Ma'am, internet nahi tha. Okay, wait for 9 o'clock. I'll explain. Okay, we can't waste others' time, yeah, guys.
What if the breach takes place in the engagement period, ma'am?
Huh?
Or what
Yeah,
if
we're
the
getting there. Yeah, we're getting there. That's the next slide. Okay, say wait. We have an episode to come. Determine the nature of the engagement and whether it can be undertaken in accordance. See, ye by heart nahi karna hai. Don't by heart these guys. Listen, it's just there for getting a flow. Okay, so this is just to give you a flow. Okay, now. And all these doubts which are there, now wait for a chapter to get over. Half your doubts will be sorted. Then you can stay back. We will talk. Okay. Now, firstly, if I know somebody like a Vijay Mallya is coming to me, should I take up the audit? There are some khurrafati people also, no? We will do it. So there are people. Now it depends on you. If you are a person who likes that kind of job, you will take it up. So firstly, are you okay with the risks that are there within that organization? If okay, then take it. If not, then don't. First question, you ask that to yourself. Listen, no under by hearting, okay? This please listen to me. Understand, that's it. And leave it. So whenever a client comes to me, first I ask, is this business risky? Yes. Should I take it up? I can take it up. I'll take it up. Second, I turn back. When I turn back, I look at my staff, my resources, my time. Am I competent enough to tell yes to this client? I can't say yes to Reliance when I have only 2 people working under me. I need to see now. You call guests home, your mom will ask how many people are coming. We don't have enough vegetables. Wait. Same way, you cannot say yes to your client till you check. So do the firm have enough staff, resources, time, competency? Okay. The third question, is this organization free from conflict of independence? Like that person should not be my relative. Family relation nahi hona chahiye. Monetary interest shouldn't be there. We'll discuss more about independence in chapter 4. Wait. Pura hai, 3-4 pages. You'll go mad. Wait. We'll go mad together. Are the engagement preconditions present? Here is chapter 4b. That are those preconditions present? Now, what happens is a new client comes to you. I'll tell you fun stories happen when the clients come, okay? They come to us and they give us the balance sheet. They had to prepare, no? Fun fact, opening balance is only not proper. Closing balance, though, it's forget. I'm telling you, opening balance is not proper. So when you ask them, opening balance is not proper, no. Our old CA, no, he didn't do a good job. What to do? We had to carry forward that in the last year to this year. So opening balance is like that. All right. My work increases when you come with this kind of nonsense, no. So when a client is coming to you for the first time in life, please understand as auditors, we also have to make sure that opening balances are proper. Because it is last year's closing balance, will be this year's opening balance. If this year's opening balance has a problem, do you think your financial statement will be correct? No. So you want to go back, fix all that first, and then start your audit. You'll have to send the file back. Okay. So understand, are the engagement preconditions present? For initial engagement, what is the meaning of initial engagement? Some client coming to you for the first time. Check if their opening balance has some material misstatement. Okay. Now, suppose they have some trouble, then stop. but they don't have any trouble. Things are fine. Opening balance are looking good. Continue. So you have to ask yourself, should I accept or not? Once you accept it, also check if the management is trying to trouble you. Are they trying to limit your work? LOSA. Check. Okay. If you feel that no, they're not trying to limit my work, they're being very decent in their approach, then you will agree. Okay, ठीक है, I will take up your audit. I will agree the terms of engagement. Yet to learn, guys. We have yet to learn a lot. Okay, wait. And finally, you will prepare and sign the engagement letter. Right? We sign the engagement letter. Yeah, ठीक है, चलो. Let's put it on the papers and let's sign. Now I take up the audit. Ma'am, with my fees, what is about fees? In this middle, now we talk about fees also. See, they don't teach you all fees ka part and all in your AA, even in AAA. All this is for PR. Don't write all that. Okay? Just understand. You prepare and sign. Those may, while you sign only, fees will get finalized.
Ma'am, for
This
the
much is clearer.
initial,
There's a flow basically. Do you have to exactly go by this flow? As a student, yes. As a professional, not really. You don't have to go every time by this. It will come naturally when you start working. You yourself will see the balance sheet and you'll be like, okay, there's a problem, there's a problem. I need to see. No, we can't do this. Leave. Give it to some other auditor. I can't take this up right now. I don't have the bandwidth. We speak that way, naturally. Got it? Now you can ask me doubts.
ma'am, for the initial engagement, when we try to check the opening balances, so do we have to communicate with the outgoing auditor or
No.
we?
No, we don't communicate with outgoing auditor. That outgoing auditor is not even there that time. We tell the management to fix it. Yeah, there is something called prior period errors and all that. You will learn it in SPR later. How to fix the trouble. Okay. We don't tell the outgoing auditor, we tell the management, they fix it and they bring it. Okay. Now, there is one more doubt. Ma'am, what if they breach 3 conditions after accepting the audit proposal? Okay, that's a very good question. We have it coming on in the next slide. Wait. What if they do that? The audit engagement letter. Okay. The process of audit engagement acceptance reaches its logical conclusion when audit engagement has been accepted by the auditor. Matlab, logically, this is though still, see, we have not even started audit. Imagine, before audit only so much work. So the process of audit engagement acceptance reaches its end goal, logical conclusion, when audit engagement has been accepted by the auditor. The acceptance of the audit engagement is communicated by the auditor to the management of the auditee entity via engagement letter. So we communicate as auditor to the management that yes, I'm ready to do your audit. I'm ready to do the audit for your business. How will we do it? Do we take a speaker and walk on the road everywhere? No, we send an engagement letter. It's called engagement letter. What do we write in the engagement letter? I'll tell you. Firstly, it defines expectation from the management and summarizes the auditor's responsibility, pronounces the audit fees for the assignment. I used to always get excited whenever engagement letter. Jab main starting kiya na articleship, always like, how much did my boss get? Because kaam to I used to do, na? I used to do the whole work. He used to only sign and review it. Work was all me. 60,000, 70,000, 80,000. You feel like, wow, what am I getting? 2,000. It's okay, fine. In a month. Right? So this is how it works. You start thinking that way. So I used to always get excited to read the audit engagement letter because figure used to be in that. So it defines the expectation. And after one point, when I reached 3rd year, I started telling sir, what is you're charging so less? Your open charity. Right? You start telling that way because you understand there's so much of work that goes. You feel underpaid every time. So it defines the expectation from management. So what comes in audit engagement letter? Expectation from management, expectation from us also. What is, as an auditor, what is my responsibility? I will write that. And audit fees, etc. There are so many things that come. Let's read exactly what it is. The agreed upon terms of an audit engagement are recorded in the audit engagement letter. Okay, but there is a way to do it. You can't randomly write it. The first thing that comes in the audit engagement letter is the objective and the scope of audit of financial statement. Firstly, what is the objective of the audit, guys? Tell me. What is the objective of the auditor?
To provide reasonable assurance whether the financial statements as a whole are free from material misstatements, whether due to fraud or error.
Or error. Perfect. तो आप वो लिखते हो. Here you don't have to explain, huh? Don't worry. If examiner is asking you this question, you don't have to explain this. You just have to write the side point, that's all. So the objective and the scope of the audit of the financial statement. So that is one thing. Responsibility of the auditor. Okay, what is expected out of me? Responsibilities are yet to teach. It's coming in later chapters. What can you expect out of me? My job. Responsibility of the management. Two parties, no? So they are responsibility. Okay. This is one more thing that comes. The fourth thing that comes is identification of AFRF for preparation of financial statement. What is the applicable financial reporting? Ind AS applicable hai, IFRS, what is it? I want to know. So identify that and put it in the letter so that it's clear. When they read, they know that it's IAS which we are working on. It's IFRF which we have to report it. Otherwise, you will start doing the audit. Later, you realize everything is as per IFRS and you had to do it as per Ind AS. So you don't want that nonsense gap. You want to address it. So identify the applicable financial reporting framework for preparation of the financial statement. And the last thing is, give them an expectation that how will our audit report look like. Give a reference, right? Give them a reference that this is how your report will look like. So that there is an expectation they can set, okay, these are the things we can expect in our report. Reference to the expected form and content of any report to be issued by the auditor. One reference, basically in the last page, you will attach one annexure that our audit report will look like this. Okay, don't think it's going to be a colorful report. Okay, it's not something like that. We give a clear expectation to them so that they are not surprised, we are not shocked. So a reference is given to an expected form and content of any report to be issued by the auditor, and the statement that there may be a circumstance in which a report may differ from its expected content and form. So we give them a disclaimer also, okay, boss, I'm giving you a reference right now. Don't stick to it. There may be a circumstances where this report can change tad bit. You should be okay. Don't stick to it and don't argue later. Got it? This will give a lot of clarity. Okay. Now, how to remember this? Objective is something you studied in the first chapter only, na? Can you expect any audit engagement letter without its objective? Any audit engagement letter is incomplete if you don't talk about the objective and scope. Reasonable assurance whether financial statement as a whole are free from material misstatement, whether due to fraud or error. ऐसे आना चाहिए अभी. If it's today's, you should have picked up that language. And if you can't pick up, read it 3-4 times a day. Two things. Who are the two parties? Auditor and management. So दोनों का responsibility should be that. What is management's job? Prepare financial statement as per AFRF. I told you. Prepare statement as per AFRF. What is auditor's job? To give a report. So this is your point 1, point 2, point 3, 4, and 5. These are the keywords. You have to learn to frame sentence later. Objective.
I did not get this.
Responsibility of auditor. Responsibility of management. Management, what does it make? Prepares a financial statement as per AFRF. That also will be a part of my letter. Then, okay, reference to an expected report that is expected, an expected form and content of any report to be issued by the auditor. And I'll also write a statement so that there is no confusion tomorrow. A statement that this expected report can differ in few circumstances. Simple. Now, these points you should know. Why? Because it's there one of another favorite questions which they like. They are asking this question. And this has to be verbatim. For this, they will not withhold or nullify your paper. It has to be as it is. Okay? Yes, Jugal. Now what is it out?
I did not get this 5th point clearly.
Which point?
5th.
5th point, no? So basically, if I have to get an entire audit done, that person also is the client is also expecting कि मेरे हाथ में कुछ आएगा. Something will come in my hand also. Don't you think it's your duty to give them a clarification that the audit report can look like this? Heading ऐसा होगा. There'll be some points this way. Don't you think this expectation that is there for the client as well?
Just like a format.
Yeah, format. Exactly. You're just creating. I don't want to use the word format, else we'll write the word format and come. So
A
it is
sample
format,
report
but
sort
we
of
give them
thing.
an expected form and content that how an audit report will look like. And with that, we keep a disclaimer also, a statement that there may be a circumstance in which this report can differ from the expectation. That's all. We give them a format. But we don't
Got it.
write the word format so quickly. We write expected form and content of any report.
Got it. Got it. Thank you.
Yeah. What is that form and content in the engagement letter? What do you write inside that? Right? What do you write inside that? The form and content of an engagement letter may vary for each entity. See, the way I'll write audit report for a petrol company, I will not write that for a gold company. Yeah, their businesses are so different. How can I write same things? So, the audit engagement letter contains all the items listed above and it shall make reference to the following. Here, you're going to sit and elaborate the scope of your audit. You'll clearly talk about how your audit is all about. What is the scope? My scope is only defined to giving you reasonable assurance. Don't expect absolute assurance from me. Okay. Again, you don't have to buy hard this. Okay. Relax. Just understand. The previous bit you had to buy hard. And I'm going to show you in theory book also today where the questions come from. Relax. Okay. Now understand this. Form and content of an audit engagement letter. The form and content of an audit engagement letter will vary for different entities. So what do you expect in that? One elaboration will be there for the scope of audit. Okay, what will I do? What won't I do? Form of any other communication of result of audit engagement. Form of any other communication of results in the audit engagement. That results in the audit engagement. How do I want to continue my discussion? You will find all the reports or any kind of communication over email. Make it very clear. WhatsApp conversations are not official conversations. Please understand. कल को अगर something goes wrong, you can't take a WhatsApp screenshot in the court. It's not evidence. It's not proof. You need proper email. Mention of unavoidable risk. Please tell them very clearly, I'm not here to give 100% assurance. No matter how beautifully I conduct my audit, no matter how meticulously I do my audit, there is a high chance that there is some kind of problem. There will be risk of misstatement, which is unavoidable, which I can't do with, which you also should be okay for. You can't think I'm God. Okay. So mention of the unavoidable risk. You will not be able to relate to the entire sentence right now because your chapter 5 is not done. But I'll still read it for you. The inherent limitation of audit. What are the inherent limitation? Nature of financial reporting, nature of audit procedure, है ना? Cost and benefit, right? Risk-based, materiality-driven, right? So all of this. So you are going to tell the inherent limitation of audit coupled with the inherent limitation of internal control. Internal control also has to be proper, no? That is their work, no? But if they don't take care of it, is it my fault again? No. They had to make sure that things are working fine within the organization. If they are not doing that, can they blame me? They can't. So there is definitely going to be an unavoidable risk of material misstatement sometimes. And if we are not able to detect this, don't kill us. We are very, very clear about it. It results in unavoidable risk of material misstatement going undetected despite of the audit being planned and performed meticulously. I would have done entire PhD over audit, but there are still chances I will go wrong in audit. I would have planned my audit properly. I would have done everything I need, performed it perfectly. Still, there is a chance. Okay, there'll be a chance. Something can go wrong. We are clarifying that to them then and there. Full sentence ka word to word you will not understand now. Chapter 5. Okay. Audit arrangement. The planning and performance of the audit along with the composition of the audit team that will execute the assignment. I will clearly tell them these many ACCA students will be there, these many ACCA affiliates will be there, these many partners also will be there in the organization who will come for the audit. Give them a number. It should not be like you've gone to an exhibition, no. Let them know that these many people are coming. These many people are going to be involved in the audit. So you clearly clarify them and tell. Please don't show up in the firm without this letter. You will be insulted. The client will tell leave. बहुत बेइज्जती होगी फिर. So don't do that. Just make sure that in the letter you clearly provide them that we'll have 3 senior staff accompanying our affiliate who will come and get the audit done. We request you to cooperate with us with their names. We do it that way. Okay. So this is how it works. Again, this is a very this is a question which will not come. You don't have to remember this part. Okay, you just have to understand that aisa hota hai. Okay. Then what is the next thing? Management agreement to provide or to make available the following in a timely basis. We also write that. Okay, what is expectation we have out of you? Whenever we ask for a, see, one thing you have to understand. They give us a financial statement. We check it. We sign. After that, we call it audited financial statement. So the financial statement which is not audited, no, we call it draft. When you see in Parliament also, a bill is passed, they'll say draft bill. It's not the final. Only when it gets passed from Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, then you can call it a bill. Till then, it's a draft. So same way, your financial statement is just a draft till my signature is on it. Once my sign is there, it becomes audited. But for me to audit, you have to give me the draft, no? Then I will start. So you clearly tell them, boss, I need a draft financial statement and accompanying information. Any information that may affect the audit of financial statement, I will need it. And I'll need few written representation. What is written representation? Just right, chapter 11, we have 3 pages. We learn arams what written representation is. But just understand, I'm going to ask that and you have to give it to me. Simple. What is written representation? Arams. Chapter 11, last chapter. Okay. But I want it. You should give it to me. Simple. Audit fees and the basis of their computation and any billing arrangement. I tell them very clearly. You know, there are charges per hour charges. For senior is going, it's 3,000 per hour. We book it. So if you have gone for 4 hours, 3,000 into 4, 12,000 to billing aaj ka ho gaya. Till audit is done. That much billing will happen. You accumulate it and tell 3.5 lakhs is the bill. Pay us. So what is audit fees? We write it. And a request for the management to accept the engagement letter. Finally, a request, please sign and accept. We send them all this engagement letter. We are communicating, we are okay to do the audit with all this information, and then we'll ask them, now you sign it. There is a question which is there in the theory book. I think it's a question number 1 only. 1 or 2, 1, I think. You'll have to read that I will tell you in a bit. But from till here, do you have doubts? Any doubts till here? Okay, any practical doubts, you'll have wait for 9 o'clock. I will chill with you there. Something to do with the subject, some word you do not understand, you cannot connect, let me know.
Ma'am, suddenly in between my internet
went off.
Just one that letter.
Then
What
go tell Airtel. What letter is it? We'll discuss later, Pushpa. We'll not waste everybody's time. Just mark that word and keep. We'll talk. Okay?
Okay.
Perfect. Acceptance of change in terms of audit engagement. Now, this is a full and final thing. Before I close and leave you also, you have to learn this and go. This is main. This is the doubt which I think Norman asked that time. When we start doing the audit, they'll tell us make changes. Then what to do? First, they'll be very nice to us. Later, they will start changing their sentences. Then what to do? Auditor shall not agree to any change in the terms of audit engagement laid down in the engagement letter unless there is a reasonable justification of doing so. If you're asking me for some change, give me why you want it. Give me a proper reason. Give me a proper reason for that. Then I will be okay. If you're telling me, no, this one you don't check. Why? Simply, you have to give me a reasonable justification. Now, every single word is important over here. People who have switched off their camera, please switch it on. Don't give me that anger. I don't like it. Please switch on your cameras. I'm done telling you 10 times. Now, auditor shall not agree to any changes in terms of audit engagement unless there is a dash justification of doing so reasonable. Reasonable hona chahiye. You have to have a strong reason for me to tell me, you know what, don't do this. Don't give me reasonable assurance, give me less assurance, give me limited assurance. You can't ask me to do that unless there is a reason. Now, there are two things, please understand. You want to confirm whether there is a supplier your client has. Supplier hai, theek hai? This client of yours has bought goods from him worth 10 crores. Your client is saying he has bought goods from that person, supplier, for 10 crores. theek hai? Clearly listen. Will you listen to your client saying, ha, 10 crore, chalo, we'll finalize that as creditor figure 10 crore? No. Say he's bought that goods from Mr. X. Would you not want to also call and confirm from Mr. X that Mr. X, do you really think you sold goods to my client worth 10 crores? For your client, it is purchase, for him it is sell, no? So that sale, would you want to confirm it? And you have all the right to
Yes.
reach out to Mr. X and confirm it, guys. But your client is telling you, no, we don't want to confirm from him. You finalize this figure. Will you be okay?
No.
No, ma'am.
And you're asking why? Arey, that Mr. X na mentally retarded. He's giving you such nonsense reasons. Firstly, if he was mentally retarded, why would you want to do a business with him of 10 crores? So if they're coming with nonsense reason like this, now you know, now he's asking you to change some things in the letter, which somewhere you're getting a feeling that I was supposed to get all the information, precondition. I'm not getting it. I'm not happy with that. Cut to second situation. He's not giving you the contact of Mr. X and he's telling you, sir, there is a case going on between me and supplier Mr. X, and the court has clearly told us that we cannot communicate till the case is resolved, due to which I will not be able to avail you the evidence and we cannot have a confirmation from that person. We cannot communicate. These are the court guidelines. I'm making you available the court evidences. Now,
Yes.
now
Yes.
you're okay.
Understandable.
Yes. Reasonable.
Now he's bringing down your assurance. He's making, you're not able to do the audit. It's okay. But is it a reasonable justification?
Yes.
That's
Yes,
all I'm
ma'am.
trying to make you understand. Itna simple hai. Don't agree with everything they ask you to unless there is a reasonable justification. Okay? Please understand, we are here to give a reasonable assurance. So if somebody is coercing you, what is coercing? Literally troubling you. That's called coercing in our law. Pushing you to limits. Okay? And they are making you to, from reasonable assurance, come down to lower level of assurance. They're telling you sign. You give reasonable assurance, but when you're performing, you give lower level. My signatures will make stakeholders believe it is reasonable assurance which I've given. But behind, when I'm supposed to work, I'm actually giving lower level of assurance. Is it okay?
No.
No, ma'am.
So unfair. So if a change that is resulting from that client, if there is a change that is requested from your client, is conveying you to give a lower level of assurance, you need to tell yourself no. You will apply your professional judgment and you will look at it and think that how can I do that? I am not supposed to do this. Now, again, there are two options. Suppose you come down to this lower level of assurance. Maybe one item you're not wanting to check, it is getting you a lower level of assurance. But the users are not going to get affected at all with this small change. With this change of coming down to lower level of assurance, users are not going to get affected. Then will you accept this change? Users are not getting affected. Abhi aap practicals
Yes.
also thoda. You don't always
Understood.
have to make your client life difficult, okay? You have to think of them also. So if they're asking you a lower level of assurance, think first, apply a professional judgment and think whether the financial statement will be subject to a lower level of assurance. Well, the users will get bothered. Users are getting bothered. Then I will not accept it. Users ko farak nahi padega. This figure has nothing to do with the users. So it's okay. It's fine. I can wait for it. Then you accept it. It's okay. You're not there to make their life hell. They also might have some legitimate reason for which they're asking you to do that. So you take a professional judgment. So if the change requested by your client Okay, if the change requested results in auditor conveying a lower level of assurance, the auditor will apply his professional judgment in determining the risk that the users of the financial statement may be subjected to by providing them with a lower level of assurance. If I'm giving a lower level of assurance, will the users get affected? Is a question. Yes, they'll get affected.
Yes, yes.
Then you don't sign up for that audit. But no, they won't get affected. Then you can think about it. We get that freedom, guys, as auditors. The auditor shall accept the change if there is a reasonable justification in doing so without severely impacting the interest of the stakeholder. Same example, court ka case chal raha hai bhai. There's a court case happening with the supplier, 10 crore I'm not able to valid. I'm not able to talk to him. Maybe I will check GST returns and figure it out. I'll see the bank entries and figure it out. Maybe I don't have to go out of my way to talk to that supplier. It's okay. Is the end user getting affected by this? Not really. Because the court has told not to talk. Can't help. So if this kind of thing is getting you a lower level of assurance, but the users are not getting impacted, and it is in the interest of everybody, and if not, if any other auditor comes also, would do the same thing. You can't sign only then if you do that. So you can't be stubborn. You need to be practical there. Okay, we'll repeat again. Understand the whole chronology here. If the change that is requested to the auditor, okay, by that client, is conveying a lower level of assurance, you will apply your professional judgment in understanding and determining whether the users of the financial statement will get affected when you provide them lower level of assurance. As an auditor, we will accept a change provided there is A, reasonable justification, and B, interest of the stakeholders is not getting impacted or not getting severely impacted. Impact hoga, but maybe it's not so severe that they will have damages faced. So if the changes to the engagement are justified and that said justification is accepted by the auditor, the new terms of engagement shall be laid down in a new engagement letter and other suitable form of written agreement. And now what they'll do is old engagement letter rakhenge, usme you have written reasonable assurance nicely. Tomorrow something goes wrong, they'll tear a bill on you. So manually they'll tell you, orally they will tell you, make this change, make that change. No, why to change that old letter? We have an understanding, let that old letter be, it's okay. Who's to lose in this? Me. So when they come up with a change, which is bringing you down to a lower level of assurance, first apply your professional judgment, see if the users are getting subjected. Second, ask yourself, is there a reasonable justification which they are giving? And if they are giving you a reasonable justification and your end users are not getting severely impacted, then you accept it. But while you accept it, will you forget to change that old letter? You will not forget. You will tear that old letter. And you will come with a new term of engagement letter. Okay, we call it a new engagement letter. We are here to serve clients. We are here to serve businesses. If we become so much stubborn, then nobody will take signatures only. So audit ही नहीं होगा. Right? So you have to be practical. So there are 2-3 things. Reasonable justification hai. Well, my end users will get impacted with me giving lower level of assurance. They shouldn't be severely impacted. And if that change is justifiable, go for it. Accept that assignment. It's all right. If not you, who? But at the same time, do not forget to put all this in the new engagement letter. Any new change, make it a part of the letter. Else they will change their sentences tomorrow and you will be in the court trying to prove yourself innocent. Right? People are cruel, please understand. The world is cruel. So don't do that. Don't put yourself into this kind of trauma. Okay, this part we do tomorrow. There's only 2 slides actually. But I feel you're too overwhelmed to take these 2 slides right now because there's a lot of work. It's okay. We can complete these 2 slides on Monday also. It's fine. I don't mind completing it. But still, I feel it's a lot to take already. You completed entire chapter, by the way. Chapter 4B is done with just last 1/2 page. But if you don't revise, you'll fall in trouble. Okay. Here, I gave you just 5-6 minutes break. When you do the rest chapter, I'll give you lengthier breaks. Don't worry. That chapter needs a lot of thought process. Vaidehi, I will answer your doubt. Just give me 1 minute before we leave. Others also. 1 second, guys. This is your homework, which you need to do. Don't read it now. Read it once you're relaxing at home. 2. There's no need. No need. 1 second, guys. I just want you to do 2 for today. And yeah, this also you're not ready right now. Just do 2 questions for today. Okay, this should be your good amount of work which you do. Learn this only read. Read. It's asked in 2015, once upon a time. They have not kept it lately in your book, rather, but I just want you to read it. I want you to read it. Okay, here you will see matters included in the audit engagement letter: objective and scope of auditor, responsibility of auditor, management, AFRF prepared by the financial statement, है ना, and expected form and content of any report to be issued. There are this also, elaboration of the scope of audit. Everything you can write in one place. तो आप जब वो question करोगे, you will understand what I'm trying to say. Just do the question. Okay. This one. Do you have to remember all of this? No. Just remember 4, 5. I would say 8. Remember, just read it. If you don't read, you will start losing it later after one point. Some words like written representation, you do not know, but there's no harm in reading it and starting getting, at least get used to these words in your brain. That's all. When it comes, I will teach you. But precondition, though, you have to. Favorite question. Now what I've done is, you will see the name called Bannock Company. Okay. Instead of reading preconditions just simply by hearting it and then not knowing how to write in the paper, I thought, why not just take an exam question and put it the way you need to write that? You need to draft it in a certain way. Points are same, guys. Points are same. But the way they have written is very interesting. That should be learned. Okay. Ma'am, I'm not able to write exactly like that. Then switch to the concept. Write the concept as it is and keep putting Bannock Company in the middle. This you have done, no? In BCom also you would have done. Same. Okay, read it. Get back to me. I'll give you details on micro-learning later. Okay. So on Monday, what we'll do is chapter 4 base. I'm going to make you mark everything because we'll be completing that chapter. Okay. Almost everything is important in this chapter. Nothing can be skipped at all. But yeah, few things you can just leave it. You want to stay back for a minute and mark it right now? If
Yes,
you
ma'am, that would be better.
Yeah, okay, let's do it then. It'll take a minute. Okay. When I'm telling you what comes in the 70 marks, I'm telling you, this won't come in the 70 marks. This is very important because this exact same thing you're going to find in chapter 5 also. So it is important, you have to by heart it. By heart it. Okay. Again, all this simply read because it's there in your book. So that you feel you've read the book. Okay. This one, simply read because it's there in your book. You will not know this till you do chapter 4a, guys. That's why it is not there. Okay, all this is in chapter 4a yet to complete. This one, you read from MCQ angle. This, you read from MCQ angle. Compliance part and communication with the compliance part. This, you read from MCQ angle. This whole thing, obviously. This one, read and leave. भूल जाओ पढ़ के बस साइड में रख दो. Because you have to go through once so that it's all stable in your head. That's it. Don't buy art anything. Preconditions, right? You have one place. Wait. I would tell you Read this. Okay? Ignore this part as if it never exists. So if you're reading preconditions, start studying from here. Don't by heart anything. Just keep reading, understanding the meaning of it. Okay? Here you stop, put a comma, by heart this. Okay? This one also I want you to by heart it. By heart, if you can write in your own words, na, enough for me. By heart nahi karna, you should be able to write in your own words. Okay? And again, it's optional. If you feel like you've read and understood it also, it's enough. This one though, you don't have to learn only. It's okay. Don't have to learn. Just read it. Kaise aise hota hai, that's all. When I'm telling you all this, don't read, etc., it's not because you should skip it as if it's not part of the book. It's because it's not relevant for 70 marker writing part. I don't want you to struggle, breaking your head. But reading is obviously you need to read once so that you're clear kaise hota hai. Because I'll start using these words later, no? That's why. This one, by heart. By heart. This one, by heart. And if you are not interested to by heart from here, you have it here. You can use this, your choice. Either this or this. It's the same. When you read, you will know. Here it is comprised and given properly. There it is given in a, this is the more like an ACCA study hub. This is more like a question paper question. This is how they ask. I told you, cooking rice, thoda bahut biryani, they will ask. So if you read it, you will know. Okay, there might be some words, okay? I don't want you to freak out seeing all this. Relax, leave it. As long as you're able to write these points, you're pretty much good to go. And I know my students very well. You all will stop here only. I know you all, you'll not go further. But still read it. And there might be few words you'll come across, which if you don't understand, tell yourself, we have entire audit to study. I'm not supposed to study everything on day one. Okay. Now, this also I want you to remember, write in your own words. Because see, if you forget words like reasonable justification, what kind of auditor are you, right? I would say by heart. But have they asked the question till date on this? No. But it is a standard ka language, ISA's language. That's why it makes it important. Okay, and I've taught you only till here actually. Reasonable justification till here. I've not taught you this part. This will be taught on Monday. Okay. This much is on Monday. That bit. Okay. Monday, when you come to the class, come with the energy of life. We're doing the risk chapter. And in risk chapter also, continuity has to be there. Keep your hotspot jo bhi hai on the side, okay? If you're using Wi-Fi and something gets cut off, immediately join. You need continuity over here, guys. Varna, nothing you will understand. This is a complex chapter. You need my attention here fully. Okay. Once you're done with this, we can jump to questions. We can start doing questions in the side by side while we are learning concepts. Okay. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, so we want to master risk as much as possible. You want to do best. Right? Okay. That's about it for today. I hope you all understood everything in the class. You all can ask me questions. If they are FR related, I'll ask you to open FR book. If it's law related, I'll ask you to open law book. If it's practical and I feel like answering, I'll answer. Okay. That's about me. I'll see you on Monday. Keep studying. I'll start the questions. Carry on, guys. Please have dinner with your family. Have a normal life. Go. Ma'am, but the preconditioning unrestricted access within the entity, then how can we force to get them proof from the suppliers outside? Gurdeep, we do not want access to that supplier. We just want a document from that supplier. That document they should avail. I don't want to reach to that supplier. I just want a document from that supplier. I'll tell them only to get it. Yeah. Okay. You learn more in chapter 10, procedures. How to access this theory question, I will repost it on the group. Then what else? You all have doubts, switch on and ask, why they he ask, kya hua beta?
Ma'am, my doubt is that suppose if you are an audit firm and you also need to get your books audited, right? But then if you get an external auditor, it's like you're giving more business to your competitor.
Good question. So nice. Yeah. So generally we get it done from some associate. See somebody like somebody who's whom I trust the most, even who's a friend of mine, somebody who's in my network, would never take away my clients, and I know it very, very clearly. I'll get it done from them.
But
In
obviously, as a
exchange,
businessman, you want to like have more clients.
Yeah, see, again, I told you, right? We are all very ethical that way. We don't steal clients. Our business is not like that of. Have you seen doctors stealing patients? We don't do that,
Yeah, okay.
honestly. Tailors will do that, yeah, for that kapda. We are not that. We are here to do our business very ethically, and then if you do that, then you will lose your goodwill. If somebody does that to me, I just have to announce it to people and say, this is what that's happened to me. No auditor will ever come to you later. And they'll make sure your client, your name, your business, reputation all fall down, yeah.
Okay.
So we don't
Also,
do
ma'am,
that.
the PPT that you post that you were teaching from, will you be posting that under
No,
the
we don't
study?
want to post it. I want you to get used to the book because it's exactly Control C, Control V from the book. We'll stick
Okay.
only to one. If I give PPT again, we don't want to do that. It's copy paste, no, it's just a PPT format. I've just Control C, Control V did. That's it. I marked everything in the book, not to read from that. Get used to only one material, master it. Okay. Yeah. Juggle what happened.
I was saying that similarly, other firms we also audit other firm books.
Yeah, but we have a very good relationship as auditors. We don't steal clients. In fact, I have a client, okay, and I'm not able to do audit. I will send that client to another person, and then we will have that's how we work. Even if they are मेरे पास आते हो, you want some work to be done for audit, and I'm not able to conduct audit, I will refer to another chartered accountant, okay? And whatever fees you're giving to that person, he'll get that exact fees, but उसका share मुझे भी आएगा.
Yeah.
Okay, but we don't harass the client and tell, oh, take 10,000 extra from the client. No. Client का जो fees है वही रहेगा. 2 CS will share it because I gave the reference, no? That client came through me, and there is a chance that I will tell I want that client next year, so I will want to continue business with them. And they work ethically that way.
It's like a deal.
Yeah, it's like how two doctors, no, specialist doctor and ENT also, they'll say, go to this lab, get work done, come here.
Yeah.
Lab people will charge the same amount.
Yeah.
The doctor will get their share. That's how business is. It's sad, but it is reality. Else, how will you earn your bread and butter?
Right.
Right? And what are you doing? You're taking responsibility for that client to give them the best auditor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Instead of them going to other 10 places and going wrong and then not understanding. So you want to, then that client also will come to you when the other CA troubles, huh? Okay, you referred me. So we take responsibility indirectly, right? That's how it works.
Yeah.
Yeah. Chalo, any doubts, guys? Please talk it out. Don't put it on the chat box. I want to rather talk.
Ma'am, the third PDF, that is the AA theory questions, is it there on the LMS?
No, it's not there. I'll get it uploaded. Good, you told. I'll get that one uploaded, okay, by tomorrow or something. I'm still fixing people's practice hub troubles and all that. And I'll upload it on Monday.
Okay, ma'am.
I'll
Also,
put it
ma'am,
on the group.
in the LMS, there is no link for joining the class. I had to.
We have discussed this. You already have a link that is available on your email ID, right? That's the
Yes,
same
ma'am.
link. You join from the same link. Got it, Shobit?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, that's it. There's no LMS link anymore. We removed that. 1 second. Yes, sir, Gurdeep. That is when you reject the audit. That is the last part of the chapter which I left. The last 5-10 sentences which we left for Monday, that your answer is there, okay? Chalo. I think that's about it, guys. I'll see you in the next class. Keep studying. Let me know if there are doubts. I'll be happy to help. Bye-bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, guys. Yeah.